Rap Island Podcast, episode number 1, December 9th, 2019. Nick Costa and Awol here, a.k.a. Alvaro Mandoc. And the reason I say a.k.a.
This guy gave my government.
Yeah, but nobody knows your government. That's why I had to say a.k.a. your government name.
He did.
Because nobody knows your government name.
It's true.
And literally everybody just knows you as Awol.
I know, you gave me away, man.
But, yeah, so just to give a little rundown on the podcast for people who don't know who I am.
You didn't give them the time.
What time?
The time it is right now.
I'm not, because it's not that time later on when they're listening to this, so the time isn't really relevant. 8:35 p.m. on Monday, December 9th. Oh yeah, it is kind of relevant because I did just.
Doesn't really matter.
I gotta fucking edit shit out already.
You don't
Jesus
have to
Christ.
edit that out. We're not editing anything.
All right,
this is going.
Yeah, this is true. All right, so basically, if you don't know who I am, my name is Nick Costa. I'm a music producer and kind of transitioning into an artist from Rhode Island. And Awol will introduce himself.
I will not. You already introduced. No. Awol, I'm a producer, also videographer, creative director. That's my new title. So, take that how you want.
Yep. So
and that's,
basically, he's a Swiss Army knife. And
that's a good, the human Swiss Army knife.
Yep. And we've been talking about doing this podcast for a while. The reason we called it Rap Island, it's not really supposed to be necessarily about Rhode Island, but it's really, it just centers around our life and who we're around. Like today, we have BigFrank and Atto Pilot on today. And it's not necessarily just about the rap thing, but it's about we're from Rhode Island. We're in the rap scene together. And that's what it all centers around. It's not, the name could probably... Pin it a little bit too much, but it's just our circumstance. And
it comes back to rap, and the island.
Yep. So,
but this is the first episode.
This is the first episode.
So now let's get a clap. Yay!
Exactly. Now this is the legit clap. So now we're actually. All right. So now enough bullshit about Nick Costa and Awol, whoever the hell those guys are. We got BigFrank and Atto Pilot on today.
What up? What up? Hey. What up?
Oh yeah, we need the mic on for Atto. You're good.
Hello.
Otto's on timeout.
Shut his mic off quick.
Yeah. All right.
You want to make sure you didn't say anything inappropriate.
Yeah. Atto, Atto was in here right away. What'd you say? You had, I won't name the...
It was a bad joke, guys.
What was the joke?
It had to do...
The herpes.
The herpes.
Atto, right off the bat, came in the room and was like, I have herpes.
Break the ice somehow.
Very That's an aggressive way. I'd hate to see you speed dating. If you Atto speed dating.
I mean, at least that's
I have herpes.
That's up front, though. At least. That's up front. Because, I mean, if you're going to speed date, things are going to happen quick because people will speed date everything else fast. So you're going to get back around to home pretty quick. And people want to know what they need to rap. So.
Yeah. Exactly. You might want to clarify. You don't actually have herpes.
Oh yeah, I do not have
no, because this is officially going to go out to like enough people where it might get around enough, and you'd be walking around Salon or Troop, walking around one of the clubs.
Herpes, right?
You have herpes?
No, I don't.
Next to me, huh?
Everybody in the room is like. There's like a circle of nobody around Atto. Like the whole room moves to one side and shit.
It'll be the moment where the DJ just stops like.
Otto's just in the corner, but it's like, hey, that guy got herpes. Back to the music.
I'm gonna go to Ogie's.
Ogie's does seem like the type of place where you could get some nice herpes.
Yeah, from the toilet seat.
I never thought about that. Yeah,
Jesus.
I got herpes from the toilet seat at Ogie's.
Oh my God. Dude,
syphilis.
When I was doing comedy a little bit, I had a whole bit about how people aren't courteous to... People need to put toilet paper down when they go out to the bathroom at a concert or a club because there's people who are going to put their nose there.
Like, wait, what? Oh, I get it. I get it.
All right, so you need to show some consideration. If anybody's listening to this that goes
I don't know
to
if this makes me a gentleman or weird,
what?
But I work at the mall and I carry hand sanitizer when I put it when I need to use the bathroom.
You put it on the toilet seat?
10 hours or whatever. Yeah, put on
You
the
put
toilet
hand
paper.
sanitizer on the toilet seat?
Yeah, sanitize it.
And then you,
Do you put toilet paper down after that?
He cleans it.
Do you put toilet paper down after that?
After, yeah, I wipe it. I spend like 5 minutes cleaning it, and then so I can use the bathroom. So I'm like, gone for like 20 minutes. That's my whole break.
Wow,
I just-
Sacrifice for.
honestly just bring Ajax
to
with you next time.
take a shit. Yeah. Now I plaster the fucking toilet seat and the toilet seat. Yeah, the toilet seat.
The
and
toilet
toilet
seat?
paper. I plaster that shit in toilet paper.
Dude,
dog.
I'm the
Like,
worst person to go to the bathroom at anybody's house because I will ruin your plumbing. So, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't know. There's just always something about the fact that.
That's
and
why
I-
you use the downstairs bathroom.
Exactly. Exactly. Every time I go to Awol's house, there's 2 bathrooms. There's one upstairs that his mother uses, and there's one downstairs that's just like a layer that never gets seen. So,
You use the downstairs
but
bathroom.
there's something about the universe. You always have to go to the bathroom really badly when you're not at your house. And I know people who don't go to the bathroom anywhere besides their house or like a hotel room or somewhere really secluded. They won't go in like
I
a
do
public
that
place.
most
Do
of the
you
time.
do that?
Yeah, but when I go to Don's house, I go to the cat's bathroom and the cat looks at me shit. And the cat just be staring at me, just like, yo. And then he tells me, he be like, meow, to open the door and shit. And I'm taking a shit and I can't wipe my ass and I have to open the door for this nigga.
Oh man, that's an awkward position to be in, man.
Jesus Christ. Frank and the cat.
Uh-oh.
My God. No, I just unplugged it. That's me unplugging the headset every once in a while.
I thought my mic got cut off.
No,
Like,
none of us are getting cut off.
He-
All right. So anyway, enough about cat piss and Otto's massive herpes and Frank shitting with the
cat.
yeah
With the cat.
All right. So what brings Frank and Atto here today is they're here promoting a project for the most part. I mean, obviously we're gonna do other stuff and talk about
Yes,
like conspiracy
yes,
theories
yes,
and
conspiracy
cat
theories,
piss and
all
whatnot, but for the most part they're here to promote a project. So tell us about the project. Tell us from ground zero, the title, how it started, what's going on, and
Honestly-
when's it coming out, everything.
First, I'm Atto Pilot. And this
Big
is
Frank over there. I'm just here because I don't want to get fined.
I'm a producer, artist, multimedia guy myself. Frank's an artist, composer, songwriter himself. And for the past 3 years, we've been working our asses off and procrastinating at the same time on this project called 1.0, which is a major. Is that even a word? It's mostly
Majority?
produced by me.
Majority is a word.
Honestly, like
Majority.
100%. There's no other beat that you. Yeah, you produced all the beats. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was like majority I produced.
Majority. He did all-
Majority seems
like,
like a 95% type of thing.
he did all of
I
them.
feel like you just produce
The ideas
everything.
came from him, so
Honestly,
Gotta give
yeah.
credit too, man.
No, I gave you the CD. We had like almost like 30 plus songs on that CD,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Frank gave me
that
the
one.
CD a long time ago. This is probably like January, February when you came over for us to work on my album.
Yes.
And-
Yup.
And I haven't touched
that's
that
the
Mac in a while,
procrastination.
but I do have I have the full collection in there somewhere. And I used to listen to it when I was still using the Mac. And the thing about Frank is like, for people who don't know, Frank is original, like real. In at least this era
it's
of
true.
music
Original
of
is
what's
true.
going on, Frank. There's nobody standing next to
No.
Frank in what he does.
I appreciate
I've
it.
definitely the songs I've heard have definitely been original and not trying to sound like anything else that's out there.
Right.
I appreciate that. And I've seen you perform live. Man's got a lot of energy on stage, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
big man, big energy.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm assuming I'm skinny when I'm on stage. So like, yo,
That's
in
all-
my
hey,
head,
you
in
know-
my head, I feel like I just freaking lost like 50, 60 pounds, and I feel like I could jump until my
Guys
whole
floating
body
across the
weight.
stage.
Yeah, until my whole body weight tells me nigga quit. It's just like, yo, and then you can see me just breathing mad hard, and it just be like,
ACL be screeching.
but I keep it going, but then
have to. You gotta bring
it
that
catches
energy.
up on me. But I'm really
Like,
pushing
DJ,
it.
stop the record real quick. Hold on.
Exactly. No, but I feel like I put energy in there because we're so used to these shows that it's just very lackluster. And I just want to bring energy to
I
it.
hate that, man. When you go to a show and the motherfuckers are just standing there mumbling, I'm like, listen, bro, like, if you don't fucking you don't fucking act like you want to be here, dog, like,
Right.
get the fuck out of here
One
with
thing
that bullshit. Yo.
that is like Frank to a core is tear down any stage. At least from what
Yes.
I've seen. I remember I was standing with Frank at Time Machine has these underground sessions, and Frank probably remembers this. This was back in March. I get off a plane from Florida, and that was the first thing I do is I go right to Pawtucket. I go to underground sessions.
Yep.
Word.
Now, when I tell you, like, I'm 24, but I feel like I'm 44. So when I tell you it's just a bunch of bubblegum SoundCloud for the most part, right? For the most part.
Be a lot
Frank
of
is in
Lil Uzi Vert wannabes, Playboy Cardi wannabes.
Little TJ wannabes. It's worse, all right? Uzi and Cardi are my guys.
No, I fuck with Uzi, man. I fuck with Uzi.
We could.
But when you got the Uzi wannabes, it's like,
Right.
shit. This is bad.
This is what this whole crowd is. At least up until a point. I've been there for maybe 45 minutes at that point watching. I'm standing next to Frank, and then Frank's time comes. And Frank is like, I mean, if you could take 2 burger patties and reverse the sandwich and like all of a sudden you put salad, like kale in the middle of 2 burger buns, that's what Frank was. Frank to everybody else was like so freaking different than what was going on that night.
Yeah.
But he put his all into it. I think you had 2 or 3 songs. The first song, people,
No,
people
my
always
man
want to act tough. They want to sit around. They want to
Yeah.
stand, arms folded. They don't want to, too cool for school, right?
It's
Yeah.
always
But,
like that.
but by the second song,
Especially in
Frank
Rhode
had
Island.
right. But by the second song, Frank had won him over, and
There
it's
was a lot of
not the
people's,
first time I've seen
girlfriends
that.
knocking
Man
their head.
man is captivating on stage,
Yeah,
son.
that's the thing. Like you say about 250, whatever, like whatever.
You say
heavy-
if I'm 250, yo,
No,
that's a
that's
a blessing.
Okay,
if I'm 250.
so when I was 250, right, I feel like I could tear down a stage more because I had more of a point to prove. But now I'm like under 200 pounds, and it's just, like if I got up there and started doing a big DJ set now, I'd probably put less energy into it. I think you got to have like that big guy. I'm gonna tear it down. I'm gonna show all you
Definitely.
guys. Screw you.
Yeah.
You got like don't take offense to this, but it's like a rap game Barry White type of vibe. Like fuck all
Yo.
of you. I'm
never
coming
thought
in.
about it like that. Wow.
I'm coming in. I'm walking in solo right out of the
That might
limo,
have
and
to
I'm
be
gonna
your
walk
thing
out with
now.
2 girls like
Yo.
around my shoulder.
Yo, I
you
never
gotta
thought
throw
about
you
it
gotta
like
throw that in a
yo.
bar. The rap game's Barry White. You got it.
Yo, nah, I
you
really
gotta
got to
do it
take
now.
that, dog. That's
Yeah.
that shit's legit
Yeah.
right there.
Hell
but
yeah.
I weigh like 310.
Word?
Yeah,
I
weigh
wouldn't.
310. I think
put
I weigh more
310 on
now,
you.
honestly. I think I weigh like
I
313.
never asked you, but I knew you were heavy.
No, but people,
You gonna go there?
people don't see that. People look at me and be like, "Yo, you weigh like 260, 270." I'm like, "Yo, God bless."
Yeah, I
you.
wouldn't say that. I would literally. I said 250 because you look like what I was
would
when I
look
was
like
250.
250, right?
Yeah.
But no, I weigh
Hey,
like
man.
310, 315.
Where you
Damn.
wait? Well, yeah.
Man,
'Cause
yeah, that's the thing. You wear it well. That's
Yeah.
different. Some people are 320. Bro, there's a
Some
difference.
motherfuckers are 270. They look like they're 500.
That's
pounds.
what I'm
Some
saying.
people
They
are
look
150,
obese, right? Like, yo, exactly.
310.
Yeah.
I be
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
people like 180, and you guys got a bigger gut than I do. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's wild.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So where does that whole thing come from? You wanted to tear down every stage because every time I've seen you, it doesn't matter because, like Awol is saying, like people, they'll show up to these shows where it's like 9 or 10 people are in the audience.
Okay.
Honestly, right? And
Yeah.
they seriously lose interest right away. They're like, why these 10 people matter? But what I've noticed about you, every time you get on the stage, you reverse the vibe if you have to. Like, I've seen it a few times where you literally just reverse the vibe, but you don't even care what the vibe is at the end of the day. You just set your own thing.
Yes.
Where, like, how
That's
was that a cognitive thing that you're like, all right,
That's
these are the shows I'm doing. I need to go in with this
I'm gonna
approach.
bring it.
There's multiple sides to that.
Okay.
It started as a thing where Frank was performing with friends, and then they disbanded in a gentleman-like way.
Yeah.
And he was in a, he went through a stage where he was performing as if he was with other people,
Yeah.
and wasn't that
Having to carry the load for like the 5 missing bodies
Yeah.
that weren't there, basically.
Yeah.
I won't say that per se. I will say that we had, when I was in the group, we had all different styles.
Yeah.
So we had a person that was very relaxed. We had someone that was very like conscious, very rapping, and I was the most energy guy. And I feel like our styles just didn't match because of that. And then we left because we felt as though we had to follow our own solo careers per se.
Gotcha.
And then now you look at it, it's like it's crazy to see everybody doing their own thing.
Yeah,
But
everyone's-
from the performance side, I get it from just like I don't want to. How can I say this? You look at a rock concert, and I look at like Playboy Cardi, I look at Lil Uzi Vert, and I see those type of concerts. I see them jumping like this, and then everybody's rapping their lyrics, but they're not. So I hear just doing some little parts, and everybody else is rapping their lyrics. in a hip hop show, I be watching like Busta Rhymes, Redman. I watch shit like that, and
Busta
then I feel like
It's
you can rap your whole lyrics, but yet you can keep that same energy with everybody.
I feel like
you
you have
feel
to.
me? Like,
every syllable is performed when it comes to Big Frank.
Yes.
He used to like stop because when, like that's
But-
what I was getting to. There's different sides to the story.
Right.
Where when you're with a group of people, you can take that break.
Yeah.
Then
Somebody's gonna finish the bar for you.
Yeah, so now we figured out a formula to for him to basically perform from beginning to end, to introducing himself, giving a little speech here and there, sprinkling some chants back at the crowd, and something like that. A real performance for the audience and other performers.
So you guys actually thought this out.
Yeah,
this is
we-
like
No,
this is
yeah,
how
we
we're
thought that out.
approaching every
and
show.
I just feel like the number one cardinal sin in hip hop is don't rap with your lyrics behind the. I feel like that. No offense to people that do that.
can't.
Like
Nah,
if you're
that's-
at least you know when
can't
I'll say you
do
can't
that.
do it. You can't do it at the level that we're all at. You can't
You
come up
cannot
like that. You
rap
can start
over
doing
the
it
whole
later.
song.
unless
But
it's like
everybody does that later on.
unless
No,
it's
man.
like a football stadium and there's mad speakers and you can barely hear yourself, then go ahead. But like if you're at a regular show and you're doing stuff like that, like in a venue like the Strand or something like
Yeah.
that, just rap with your lyrics. Don't rap with the behind like the what you call
Just
it?
rap over the
backing
beat.
track.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
back.
no, don't
like
rap over the
back-to-back
whole
rhymes,
fucking song.
Exactly. That's
That
what
shit's
I'm
a
saying.
violation, dog. You
that's,
can't do
if
that
that's
shit,
the case,
man.
I'll just go on your stream and go on your Spotify,
Yeah.
your iTunes, whatever, Apple Music.
I'm
I'll
coming
just
for a
listen to that.
performance, not for the recorded song.
Exactly.
You can't rap over the recorded song.
Try telling these guys that. I
Yeah.
mean, you say you
Listen to
can't
the
rap,
volume,
but
like-
it's been a long time
People
since I seen
do
a
it.
show where a
I won't
major
go-
artist is actually performing
I don't
with
know,
no
man.
full backtrack.
The shows that I've been to, they haven't. But I go to I went to see Action Bronson, and he raps. over
Action
the beat.
Bronson's a little bit different. Like
Yeah.
that's a particular pocket.
Bronson. But what else did I go
I
to,
think
man?
Bronson's
ASAP
like a
Rocky
vibe.
don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He does it?
ASAP Rocky raps over the beats. He doesn't rap over the recorded songs.
And that's
the whole
respect right
ASAP
there.
mob.
Yeah,
Like
that's respect.
their
right
show is fucking lit, bro. Like their energy, their fucking crowd diving, crowd surfing, and shit. Shit's wild.
Yeah, I remember during suddenly them fighting the crowd, but that's
Yeah. Yeah. They're something else.
It's
But
a thing
I
where-
respect that. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
the thing where like you mentioned the burger thing.
yeah.
Everyone wants to buy the burgers already made and not make the burger. Frank's
making the
makes
burger.
Right.
He makes the burger.
He's
Yeah.
bringing you that gourmet burger.
That's a long. I'll tell you something though. That's a long ass burger to make. Cause we weighing
it
on
takes
some
a
Big
while
Frank for a
for a
long
good juicy
time.
burger.
But the advantage that you guys have, at least with the music that you guys are doing, you guys are making timeless music in the sense of like, it doesn't have a date to when the rhythms of the type of music that Frank is doing is popular. It kind of transcends
Can
late
drop
70s,
whenever, yeah.
80s, 90s, 2000s.
It's a good quality to
It's a
have.
pocket that can't really be touched by like a 2 or 3 year period. Like, you know,
You can't
certain
put it in
types
that
of rock
box.
came and went. Like, even think,
Hair metal.
yeah, exactly. Take it out
it's
of like
not-
rap. If you go back
Yeah.
to Woodstock guitar, like
Right.
era rock, you don't hear those Woodstock guitars after
there's
Woodstock's
some-
era.
Some stuff that stuck.
But
Are we
not
counting
most.
Jimi Hendrix in this?
Jimi Hendrix though was like him and Creedence Water Revival with like 4 or 5 years it died off, and that's
Right.
what I'm saying about Frank is like his stuff, that type of rhythm, that type of sound has been around and never went away. It's just nobody seems to ever want to attack it because it's so hard to do. I feel like because it's
Yeah.
so melodic, you have to be in such a pocket. I feel like I'm talking for Frank too much on this though, but
Right.
Frank, it is like Frank is the perfect unique artist to me because in Rhode Island, as many people as I work with, I don't see people as unique as Frank and what he's doing and what he's pushing.
I concur.
Yeah.
I've definitely.
I appreciate.
I feel like it's very much unique. And that video y'all dropped was fire, by the way.
Oh,
The one
What
in the
song
forest.
was that?
The Pursuit.
The Pursuit. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a dope video.
So the video was open mind. So what we thought there's really what do you call it? There's like a story before the video and then there's a story after the video.
Okay.
But when you're watching the actual video, my message was biblical.
Okay.
Where it's an open mind. So when you read a Bible, you can take the interpretation of the Bible and it means anything to you, whatever you feel like you understand about the Bible. I want to take that same approach for the music video. So you can take anything. So it could be a mafia related, it could be
It's an
girlfriend
open
related, anything. It's just an
Word,
open interpretation.
Wait, so are you religious?
Am I religious?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Like you grew up religious? So like, are you Catholic, Christian? Like,
I'll say like Catholic Christian.
Catholic?
Yeah. And
Okay.
converted Christian. I don't go to church as much,
No.
but I do believe in a higher power.
But did you used to go to church? Like,
Yeah,
did you
of
grow
course,
up
of
going
course.
to church?
Of course,
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like some of the sounds that I hear in church and like how it's so melodic and you hear the harmonies. Like I learned harmonies when I songwrite for like R&B songs.
Yeah.
I learned harmonies from church. That's
Okay.
where they taught me to do harmonies and melodies when it comes to church
Hey.
and stuff like that.
I feel like a lot of great musicians have come out of the church. They have. That's a
Yeah.
fact. So did you read the Bible a lot?
No,
No.
the only thing I was interested in was Revelations.
Ah.
So that Revelations is basically like the end of the earth, like Armageddon.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I never read
That's
it.
wild.
Like I heard about the Bible through church, from the pastor,
Yeah,
or whatever,
they
like
always-
that.
yeah.
Better get yourself a King James version.
Oh man.
But
King James
Revelations,
version.
King
I
James.
watched Book of Eli for the first time ever this morning. Speaking
but
of
that's
King
that's
James.
Revelations.
Literally for
that's
the first time.
Revelations.
Is
That's like
that-
the
is-
Armageddon. Yeah.
Book of Eli was kind of a dope movie, man.
Kind of, no,
It was pretty dope. I
Yeah.
only watched it once, but it was good.
But I saw it this morning at
I
5 in
enjoyed
the
it.
morning. So.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how it was like a wasteland like that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
people
yeah.
that were good ends up going to heaven, and the people that basically
Stay behind.
Word.
they stay behind that
They
don't
stay
deserve.
behind,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. That's
You ever
what
watched
the
Left
Book of
Behind?
Eli is.
Yeah.
Basically.
No,
No?
that's true. So while
So
we're on
what?
the topic,
Left behind?
no. I mean, I want to be left behind in the herpes party if that's what we're being left behind.
Go to
but-
Ogies.
okay.
Leave me out of that, yeah.
So,
Don't use the gender fluid bathroom at Okies.
Do they really have one?
Yeah, that shit's.
Are you
yeah.
serious?
Yeah. It's gender fluid.
So wait, explain to me. Do they have 3 bathrooms, 1 male, 1 female, 1 gender fluid,
No,
or
they
1
have
general gender fluid
One
bathroom?
2 general gender fluids, I think. No. They used to have a male and a female. I think they're both gender fluid.
Now, are they segregated to what side you're feeling fluid on, or are
I
they,
just-
or
I
is
don't
it
know.
just 2
I don't
general?
know that
Like,
much about Ogies. I
that's
just
what I'm
know
wondering. I haven't been in so long.
I had to take a piss really bad one day, and they were there, so I fucking parked in the parking lot, walked in, took a piss, walked out.
So what I'm trying to figure out is like, were you in there with a guy and 2 girls?
No, it's
or
just
like,
one toilet.
oh, all right, that's different. That's
Yeah.
not gender fluid. That's a
That's-
family
it's a-
bathroom with
That's a
1
handicap
toilet.
bathroom.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
like-
a gender fluid bathroom.
that's like a
One fucking
Marshall's
toilet.
bathroom, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Same
That's
shit.
why I carry hand sanitizer.
Marshall's is progressive.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's. I mean, there's a first for everything. Jesus Christ, Purell on a toilet seat. That's a real slimy ass.
Hey, man,
I don't know.
that's-
99.9%.
90, yeah, right. He's safe. He's not getting herpes. No crabs, none of that.
So let's go back to kind of where you were talking about the church and growing up. So Frank, explain like how did you get into music as a kid? Besides for the fact that you were saying about what'd you say?
Breathing mad hard on the mic.
That's okay.
Alright, man.
Man, the rap game Barry White, bro. Like he's thinking about getting after it tonight.
Deadass.
So you were talking about harmonies in the church and how that kind of got you started, but
Okay.
how did you really, as a kid, how did you get into music? What was your introduction to it?
Oh shit! Just listening in my dad's car and just listening like Pac, listening to like funk, like Rick James, being really influenced by Rick James, James Brown. Just a lot of actually got put on by R&B first before I got put on to hip hop, and it's just I feel like
That's where that influence comes from. Yeah.
That's where the influence came from at first. I had like a smooth sound, and then I started learning about hip hop later. Like I learned hip hop through my own self. That's why I love it so much, because I literally was on YouTube and looked through the related link section and just kept pressing every hip hop song that I sent was like right there.
Word.
I just kept clicking that, and I was just like, yo, I fell in love with hip hop, even though I grew up listening to R&B, and like hip hop's like my baby. Like I found every emotion through hip hop.
So what was the first like hip hop artist you listened to?
Killing me.
Like what was the first song, or what was at least the first one that like really got you and it was like, yo, this is it?
Yeah, like when you remember, because I don't think
Yeah.
anybody remembers the first rap song they
Oh, I
heard,
do.
but they remember. Do you?
Yeah. LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. That's
right.
like the song that was like, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
All right.
Yeah, son. That
First
shit.
song. What's the first song? Jesus Christ! And I gotta really think.
First
here.
song, artist, you know what I'm saying?
Probably
That,
I would say like Met the Man and Mary J. Blige.
that was like
All
the
I
first
need.
one that just,
I feel like that's when it first was like okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that song was wild to me.
that
I-
shit was a banger, yo.
I feel like that was my first song.
I love that song. That beat was fucking crazy. Diddy did a remix. Puffy.
Actually, that was
You heard the
the
remix.
remix is
Yeah,
what I like
the
better.
Puffy-
don't get
Puffy
me
remix.
wrong on the RZA's joint.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Bad Boy one, that Bad Boy remix was so much.
It was
better than
funky, man. The Bad Boy one was funky.
But the RZA one had like hip hop. It was more gritty to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had that
RZA
gritty
had the
sound to
grit,
me.
man.
Nah,
That's my
What?
favorite producer, son.
Yeah, he had the 90s hands down.
RZA's my favorite producer, son. So the grit is, I'm all for the grit. So I like the RZA version a little better.
What's your favorite? What was your first one?
Yeah.
All right. So it's tricky because I was raised on the West End with a bunch of Spanish and Spanish folk. So
yeah.
I may have heard like Spanish about songs I didn't know. But where it really registered, that inspired me, motivated me, was on
Yeah.
one of the Aaliyah songs around that time, where like it was just like, I guess when like that type of music got into Rhode Island,
Yeah.
it's like when it actually registered. For
So
me. I
Aaliyah's
was
a-
like, Aaliyah and Timbaland. When they heard that,
Yo, yeah.
feel me? I was just like, oof, what's that? I started
Nah.
asking questions. you feel me? Like
Yeah, no,
that
Tim,
moment,
bro.
Yeah.
When
I was like,
when
yeah, I
Timbo
love
just
this.
came with that whole sound,
Yeah.
it was fucking yeah, it was crazy. That shit was
Revolutionary.
it was revolutionary.
Thank you,
Revolutionary.
This dude was putting animal noises in the beats.
The
Like
bird.
who does that?
Brian
Yeah.
Wilson, the Beach Boys.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
you know,
Pet Sounds literally an entire album.
really.
Pet Sounds is an entire album.
Fuck.
You gotta watch the movie. He used to walk cows into the house to record them.
That's fucking
you serious?
crazy.
I swear to God, he went crazy. The reason he went crazy is I guess he was doing a ton of acid during the time of making Pet Sounds, but he didn't leave the house for 11 or 12 months at one point. His own house.
Well, that
He
that
didn't like
will
leave the property at all.
You will go
and was
crazy.
bringing the animals
Did
to
Queen
the
did
property.
the same shit? I saw the movie. They was like in the house for like a grip trying to make an album. Wow. It was like some
don't quote that
mansion.
movie.
Well,
huh?
That movie's a lie.
It's a
How
lie.
is that a
I don't know.
I
I, don't
haven't
know
seen
nothing
it,
about.
so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I
nothing
saw
about
the-
Queen,
I saw
but
the
they
movie.
like for our album they recorded. They was
They-
like at this
they-
mansion.
But most of it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like based on actual.
It was based on true events, but I feel like they blew. So the movie was decent, but they blew through a lot
Yeah,
of
that's what
like
I'm saying,
import. Like, yo, it's basically like Freddie Mercury meets the rest of Queen, and then the next scene they're recording Killer Queen, and they got songs on the radio. I'm
That's
like, yo,
all-
How,
yeah.
how do you think the Doors movie went? That's like almost every band movie ever is
that
like.
shit is crazy. They literally skipped over like a whole bunch of shit, like their beef with their first manager. Like
Yeah.
none of that shit was in the
The
movie.
Epiphany is like the anchor of the movies.
Yo,
I gotta be famous.
Yeah.
I don't like these guys. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Money, fame. I'm dying.
man,
That's the,
I'm dying. Oh man.
All right, so Redman and Mary J. Blige, or was it? What'd you
Method
say?
Man.
Method Man and Mary J. Blige.
That was the one.
That's like the first song you ever hear. So how that you take in. So how does it start from there? How does it go from there? You hear hip hop. You listening to all the related songs on YouTube. Where does it go from there? Where does the interest actually peak? Like how
Like
old
when
are
I
you?
started rapping,
Yeah.
when I started writing for.
When you start writing, when you're like, maybe I want to do this with my.
Yeah, when I
my life.
literally I would just sit in class and I used to get in trouble. I used to take my notebook away. I used to just write raps on a notebook all the time.
Word.
It was always during math class because I hated math. Now I'm nice at it, but it's just like
That's ironic, actually.
so I used to just sit there in math class, just write, and then someone came up to me. That was like, "Yo, you should do this like talent show type thing."
Yeah. When is this? Is this high school or is this middle school?
Yeah, what are we talking? Middle school, elementary school, high school?
No, this is middle school. Like literally, I got
Okay.
out of elementary school to that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. If you want to get before that, we used to freestyle in elementary school. So we used to freestyle
there we
with
go.
Jalil. So Jalil and I used to be with a group of people, and we used to do the grinding beat on the table.
Yeah.
all the time.
You know what's crazy? That's how it's like. That's how I started freestyling, like 5th grade. It's like there was 5 of us that were interested in hip hop, and we knew the grinding beat because you could hit it
was
on the
so
lunch
easy,
table.
Exactly. I used to rap. I used to not. I don't even know how to freestyle back then. I was rapping Ice Cube. Today was a good day.
Yeah.
And then Jalil used to
Hey.
rap like a Biggie verse. So we used to do that every time with the grinding beat. But
Hey.
and then from middle school, I just wrote in this notebook. Someone told me, "Oh, you should rap with this group here.
Yeah.
You try it
it's
out."
Jay Dilla days.
And then
P-Rock.
I ended up flying from there, and then I got some funny stories from there. Well, besides that, oh, you want to hear 'em?
Yeah, let's
Oh,
hear
okay.
some.
Oh, yeah. we
That's
got
what
time,
we're here
man.
for.
You know, like,
You want to
like
hear him?
those-
Nah.
You know what, man?
Tell me
We're
later.
good. 30-minute
Yeah.
mark. I got a hard rap at 30. Peace.
Yeah. Oh shit. He's out.
Alright,
We're
so
done.
there's we had this one song. It was like like don't take no drugs type thing, right?
Yeah.
So we went to like the local Cox like
Oh, man.
channel, like
Remember
13,
this?
14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
We went to one of those, right? We literally have this one song. So the girl's like, yo, you should perform this. And it was with her, myself, and then it was Sergio at the time, which he was the beatboxer. So we performed this one song. She booked the hour. The song's only 2 minutes, so we had to freestyle for 58 minutes.
Damn.
Jesus.
And
So it
I
just
don't
turned
even
into
know
a
even-
freestyle
So you just-
cipher session.
I don't even know what I said though. Like I think I was mumbling on
Just
some
kept going.
stuff for 50.
Was it just you? This was you
no,
for
it was
58
me,
minutes?
me
Oh, okay.
and Sergio the beatboxer. So literally for 58 minutes, we were just trying to figure out what can we do for 58 minutes. So I was like, yo, do reggaeton, do hip hop, do R&B, do anything with that voice, and I'll try to just keep up with y'all.
And wait, explain this to me. Were you guys on like live public access TV?
It was live.
Yes, the faded
Sheesh.
It was live
contrast.
with the green screen and everything. That's all I remember, with the big ass lights, the green screen. And she was like, y'all go ahead and do anything you want.
Damn.
For an hour.
Sheesh. Who's executive
that Channel
producing
3?
that?
Yeah.
No, but
I feel like that's one of those deals. Here's the keys to the studio.
Yeah.
Knock on the door with
Who-
1 minute
who
to go
was
in the
program
broadcast.
director
But
there?
that, yeah, that was just a song. I was like, damn, I don't got
Community
nothing
service
else.
hours.
Yeah.
Well, God bless her, yo.
It's like, I just got one song, man.
No,
Middle
well,
school.
Stretch it out, stretch it out.
The first song I recorded was a girl named with Abby. We first made a song, and then we went to this dude's house near the airport. So all we hear was airplanes
How's
just
it go?
flying.
Yeah.
I
It
want
was
that
like, what?
sound.
What do you want?
Damn.
I want that sound. That beat was whack, by the way.
Heated.
Horrible.
It wasn't
If
auto,
you can
was
find
it?
that, you should play it. It's so funny.
Nah,
It's
don't play
like,
that.
it's like, what up, girl? You're always on my mind. Walking through places, see you in the corner of my eye. Sour than a lime, looking at the behind. If you want me to stop, girl, just give me a sign. I love you, boo. I can give you what you want. I'll take the haters off your back, and me and you can be relaxed. I'll buy you mansion. I'll even buy your islands. I'll make it the queen of Rhode Island. I ain't lying.
Hey, Queen of Rhode Island.
Rat Game Barry White.
The
I'm
flow,
telling you.
nah, the flow back then
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
though.
Yo, the flow
There was
back
something
then
going on there with
garbage.
lime, so
Yo, the flow back then was
Key lime.
garbage. I'm not gonna front with you.
the flow back then was what?
Garbage.
Garbage?
Garbage.
No,
It was hot.
don't
It's,
say
it's like
garbage.
cringeworthy. Like, is it a young cat?
I think everybody's start is. I'm pretty sure my first beats were really whack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I thought they were fire. Like I
You
was
ever
like,
use Acoustica?
Acoustic?
Yeah, they make like
I've-
Mixcraft, but they had like
I've heard of
drum
it.
thing, almost like how Fruity Loops used to be. I'm sorry to get off track. But
Nah.
You talking like an app or something? You talking like on the
so
phone?
It's basically it was like co-edit almost.
Oh.
But for like,
yeah,
make drum
yeah.
loops.
I never actually. I've heard of it. I never used it.
You know what's
Don't
so
use it.
crazy though?
Don't use it.
You know what's so
What
crazy?
you know?
The first time I met this guy, he was on the laptop making a beat.
Yeah, so that's what the next thing I was gonna go to is where does
Hey.
Otto come in on all this?
I was
Where did you guys meet?
What?
You know.
crazy.
The middle
crazy
school
as-
era.
No. So it was crazy as it sounds. It was after this, the situation with the local channel.
Yeah.
We ended up going to my boy Sergio's house.
I was like, it's like a few days later actually. Like
No,
a
it
week.
was right after
Right after the
that
same
event.
day?
Yeah. So we ended up going. I ended up going.
And this
to
is
his
in high
house.
school?
Sorry.
This is in middle school, like 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I literally walk into the house. Otto got long ass hair.
Oh, that's when I had long hair?
Yeah, like
Ah.
long ass hair, and he was just on the laptop like this, just making a beat.
You make him seem like
Nah, I'll be
Wired
honest
for
with
freaking
you,
seven
Otto was a
over here.
nerd.
That's
bro.
a Parkinson's.
Otto was a kid. Yeah.
He was a nerd.
Otto couldn't sit
everything.
still as a middle
Make a
schooler.
slouch.
Yo, and Otto was like, yo, I make beats, man. Just hit me up whenever. And then a few days later, it just popped off. But it was like a procrastination pop off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we became close friends from then. It was the distant after a while, but that's man, it's, you know.
How did you start making beats though?
I want to say I was kind of like off and off, like on and off. I said off and off.
So off and off.
I was off and
Off
off.
and off.
off
I
and
was
off.
never on. In fact, I still haven't made a beat.
Yeah, I don't even make beats.
I have a ghost producer.
I just
Imagine.
Yeah, so
I just put my name on shit.
Yeah.
so I
Welcome to
started-
my life.
I just downloaded this beat off YouTube and said I produced it. Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Eat it.
Remove that tag real quick.
This is Otto's beat now.
Oh no, so the way my dad tells me the story, I don't remember. I think it just picked up and it became something that was natural. It just became a habit. He was like, I would just be something even before that, before like the whole hip hop thing, like finding that sound, that song that like inspired me. Like I would like mimic sounds. I guess it's something that was already like embedded in me.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually, I think I was like 7, 8. He ended up picking up a computer or whatever from like a garage sale, and it was like the old white, danky, dookie computers.
Yeah.
And ironically, a few months later, I used to play the little game, what's the
With the Minesweeper.
Yeah. I had so much headaches with that.
That shit is. I played that and never figured it out. I just
The first game
clicked
was Rage
random
Quit,
buttons.
Yeah.
So he got me that, and a few months later, my brother was in middle school. I was like in elementary school, and his boy put me on the co-edit in FL. And I think
What year is
when
this?
Reason
FL. Shout out FL.
I want to say like FL. Definitely not 4. I know they just released the whole thing, so that's coming to my memory. Like I want to say 6, 7.
FL 6 or 7.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Hey.
I don't know.
Because
Maybe-
you was
maybe
making
off, I don't know.
you was making beats when I first met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you was really intuitive about that.
Oh, so
stuff.
that's way before. I don't know.
It had
But
to
yeah,
be
so
way
he
before.
gave me a program. I started like recording. I had like a little cheap mic.
Yeah.
And then it took off from there. It became an after school thing. I wouldn't do homework. I'll just sit there. I'll get my ass
Make
whooped.
beats, all of that.
Beats
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah. You know
Word.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it eventually grew into like I got like a little MPC. I don't know. I think it was in a Kai. I don't remember. But yeah. And then I started playing the keyboard. I would have some friends over and we'll just be like, we'll put the like how we're sitting right here.
Yeah.
We'll put the piano on the lap.
Yeah.
And so it had like a preset that was like divided. So they had the drums, and then you had the piano. So we'll be like, play my Spanish beats, do like merengue and stuff. And yeah.
So did you start off
So I
making
started
like
playing and actually computing it.
really
Yeah, around
like
the same
more
time.
like Spanish style stuff? Is that like where you?
Well, live, like doing
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
the piano. That's how that would happen. But then I figured out how to like compute it, like how to like press the
Kind of like
the
chop it
patterns,
up.
the channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
with the
made
mouse.
like hip hop type beats.
I don't know. I think it started with EDM, like.
Oh,
No,
really?
you
trance
started
and stuff.
with
Yeah, it
you
was
started
trance.
with EDM,
Yeah.
like
It's-
stuff pop like that. Until
See,
you
so
met me,
that's-
you started doing like a lot more.
You know what's
hip-hop.
weird
Trying
is
to take
I
the
feel
credit
like
years?
No,
if you're
no, not
if
really.
you're really like if you're a kid like Otto, what are you? 26, 25? Okay.
Spot on.
All right.
Hey.
26 or 25?
Stalking me. 26.
Okay. See, that's a good guess. So he's 26. I'm 24. It may like I feel like all of the producers in our era, even
feel
if we
old.
weren't making EDM, we were making
So much of
EDM
that.
if that makes sense, because like all the free VSTs and stuff like that, they
They're all
all have
EDM
like
beat,
really
yeah.
spacey vibes. Yeah, like kids
FL
who crack
Studio
Nexus
was-
that's literally a dance. Like
It
it's a
is.
128 BPM.
FL Studio
VST.
was a techno, like
It
it was
Yeah,
a
it
techno.
It was originally a
had-
video game though.
FL Studio.
FL Studio was a video game
No
developed
shit.
by Image Line. That's why it feels like a video game. This is gonna sound weird. This
I
is
never
gonna sound
thought
like I'm
about it
full
like
of shit,
that.
but you can look this up. It
I-
was actually
hey.
a porn video game.
A porn video game.
Literally.
What
swear-
the fuck?
You can look it up.
Porn groove.
It's a-
that's a genre in the thing. In the
Porn
list.
groove.
Yeah.
Porn groove.
That is
Yeah.
true. They do got some. Yeah, actually, yeah, that's fucking.
I mean, it's a real thing.
Yeah, I
Like,
believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It's under Pentecostal.
That's
church
crazy.
Music right under.
Yeah.
Yo, porn groove and Pentecostal. Yeah,
Temporary.
yeah, it's in, alphabetically in the same
So
the same realm.
this is a serious question. Don't take offense to this because every producer
I
can
was trash.
have the time. Yeah. How long were you shitty before you got any good at making beats?
Probably like the first 4 or 5 years.
That's-
I
yeah,
was,
it sounds
I was
about
learning,
right.
You feel me? How to use a program. Oh damn. There wasn't really much stuff on TV or that you could like find. You kind of had like around that time. Like I think
Yeah,
generally
tutorials
in the world
weren't-
you would have to just like have
Yeah,
someone teach
YouTube
you,
probably
pick
wasn't-
it up
yeah.
yourself like a device. But it was kind of like in that time it was like kind of like where everything was shifting or has already shifted. It hasn't really been like something as extreme and being from computers to like analog stuff.
Yeah.
Was it 90, probably 98, 99, 2000?
Word.
Yeah, I started, like I said, I started.
Yeah,
young,
you
so it's
started
like-
really young.
Yeah, you started young.
and
I
it-
wish
it-
I had started that
It
young.
was a thing.
Shit,
where it was
me
like,
too.
yo, like, damn, Dad, you couldn't really put me on like that. Like,
Yeah.
he didn't know. It was just someone like trying to entertain his child.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here you go.
Here, stay busy. Here's headphones and a laptop.
I'm going to
Like,
work. Peace.
Yeah. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Do something.
Do something with your life.
Seriously, I probably could have used it as a kid, like outside of my time from baseball and whatnot. I probably could have used a headset and a laptop and made some
You were
beats.
playing baseball at that time?
Yeah. I played baseball until I got hurt when I was 17. And that's when it all
That's
couldn't
what I
pass the
regret,
physicals.
man.
Huh?
Joint pain?
I regret not playing baseball until when I was in high school, yo. I played baseball when I was in Little League, and if I kept going, yo, I could have been nice at it.
So my junior year, I was hit. Actually, my sophomore year, I hit ridiculous. My junior year, I was hitting even more ridiculous. Got hurt halfway through the year. Come back my senior year. My ERA? No, I was hitting like.
Oh,
I was bad.
I said pitching. Well, my fault. What was your rating for like batting?
Actually, well, when I was a sophomore, I batted .590. When I was a junior, I batted .500, but I had limited at bats. I had like 30 at bats because I got hurt.
Okay.
About halfway through the year, but you don't have that many at bats when you're in high school in Rhode Island. You're lucky you have 3. No, actually, sophomore year, I Paul Georged my left ankle, but senior year, yeah, I got stuck under a base, and my body kept going. Yeah, so
Foot
senior
went through
year,
the shoe and everything.
no. It wasn't that bad. It stayed in the shoe. My leg just decided to stay where it was, and my body decided to keep
Ouch.
going.
Yeah.
And
So was it the outside or was it inside? Kind of like a.
well, the inside went outside. So that's
Goddamn.
besides the point. My senior year, it's like all ready to go. You know, I'm batting fourth. They're gonna switch me on first, third, and DH me to rest me. Like, gonna be a huge year. I had back surgery before I went in. I think I went 0 for my first. I went 0 for 21 my senior year, and I struck out 19 times from the back. I just couldn't get around in time, and then I end up knocking out one of my teammates. The next day, I injured my wrist, and I couldn't pass any of the college scholarship physicals from there. So it's just like, I'm done with this, and rap had already kind of been like weeding its way back into my life at that point.
You knocked his ass out, or you knocked him out?
So I knocked him. All right, he was 6'6", and I hit him, and he fell, and he didn't hit his head. But then an hour later, he just collapsed on the back porch. So that, and then my coach was like, "You're suspended until he comes back." And I was,
look, the size of your hands, you can really crack.
Yeah, these are some Shaq hands. I was supposed to be about 6'4". Yeah, I got size 13. I'm 5'9". I'm gonna size.
What happened? You stunted your growth?
Yeah.
No, that's what they said to me. I was supposed to be 6'4", and they was like, "Yeah, you're too fat."
Yeah. What? Damn.
No,
They just told me I didn't sleep enough.
That's why I hate going to doctors, man. They be like, "Yo, you gotta lose weight."
You look
Doctors-
250, but
You know what's weird? Doctors is like the bullies that we worry about growing up in
We're the
school.
doctors.
Doctors, you pay them to be a bully. Like,
Yeah.
hey, blood pressure is not doing great. You ever think about dropping a few pounds? Like,
Yeah.
hey, you got a couple marks on your forehead. Can I interest you in a specialist, a dermatologist, maybe? You know. You ever thought about plant-based?
You ever thought about you ever thought about plastic surgery?
Now you're gonna need.
you got the face for a radio, man.
You ever look in the mirror?
You
ever
need
think
to pull
about getting
down
your
those
nose done?
pants. And let me see there. You see those spots? You ever got yourself checked for herpes?
No, that's crazy because you're saying you had like a freak accident in baseball, right? So
I had. Unfortunately, I had a couple. Like
Was that the back injury?
the back injury, I had a paranoidal cyst. So then I had to have surgery to replace it.
Wait, paranoidal or pilonidal?
What is that?
Paranoidal. It was at the top of my ass, at the bottom of my back, top of my ass.
Pilot, but
It's literally just a
Top of your head,
cyst.
kind of like that.
this shit.
No, like
Like a
back
graphic
here.
thing,
you
but
know?
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
Yeah, like literally.
I had one of those.
Yeah.
I had a pilonidal cyst.
A pull of what?
No, this
Pilonidal
is
cyst.
Polaroid.
Same shit.
same shit, different toilet.
Same fucking. Yeah, boom. Heated.
No, because I was in football.
It
That's
sucks.
how Ogies rolls.
So
Yeah.
I tore my ACL in the
That's
freak
where I got
accident.
it.
What year was this?
This was in 2000 and oh shit.
What's this?
2000 and oh shit. That's the year.
Like
2000
what
shit?
year of high school?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Sophomore. I did
Sophomore year? Yeah, sophomore year is
So-
when everybody gets hurt.
So
man.
sophomore
What the
year, we was
hurt your back?
practicing. No, I got suspended from school that day, and I was like, Coach, I can't practice today. I forgot all my shit at home.
Word.
Oh, don't worry, Frank, we got you. Gave me new pads, gave me new stuff,
Nice.
everything, new gear, right?
Boy, scored.
So we ended up practicing and shit, and then they blew the whistle. The guy kept pushing because he kept fucking up that whole practice. This guy literally took the defensive player, threw him at my leg, and my whole leg did like a L.
He ate the butt.
Heated. Wait, who threw the player? Your coach?
No, it was the tight
Imagine-
end was grabbing like the defensive end.
Hey, when
and
I
he
played
threw him in my
baseball-
leg, and my joint did like a L. So literally, it was like this. So it was
You ever
like
had a flimsy like French fry noodle like that?
Yeah.
That's
Fuck.
basically. And so
Sounds a
basically,
lot more
I felt
painful.
my whole knee. Like you ever felt?
pop, that-
I know. I felt my knee on the floor. It was so painful
Jesus
that it
Christ,
didn't hurt.
yo.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just.
Yeah,
And
trust me.
basically, yeah.
You were in shock?
It was in shock so bad. I was just yelling.
I can
To
relate
this day,
that.
they laugh at
when
me
I
for
got
that.
hurt sophomore year, I literally, when my body rolled over, like my body felt flimsy and I went deaf. Like for a solid 2 minutes, I could not hear anything because my ears popped.
Ah,
when the
wow, I
bone
didn't know
snapped,
that.
my ears literally popped.
Jesus.
and I just rolled over.
But it's crazy though. You
Nobody
don't
in
feel
the
the
stands
pain
wanted
when
to
it
look
happens.
at the field. Everybody was turned around.
Yeah, you
That's
don't
a
feel
lot
the
of
pain when
fucking
it
pain.
happens, but
Nope.
you'll feel the pain after.
Oh yeah,
You will feel the pain after.
it was so bad. It took 6 paramedics because I was bigger at that time. So I wasn't 240, 250 at the time, but I was maybe like 240. It took 6 paramedics to get me like stable onto a stretcher because they literally had to grab me from every point and make sure that they didn't move anything.
That you didn't fall off.
So they took their time
Yeah,
while
Jeez.
trying to rush. They're taking the time.
yeah.
Jeez, scrambling.
That sucks.
And then the whole time is
Hurry up
like
and wait.
when I can now I can hear again. Obviously, like it took them relatively long to show up, and then they show up, and my mom is arguing with them over what hospital to go to because I had to go where my orthopedic surgeon was. That's how bad injuries I had. Like I had so many freak injuries. I had an orthopedic surgeon to go to by sophomore year of high school,
God
like
damn.
a go-to guy.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it was bad.
You already had the Gozu guy.
Yeah,
I
Did
didn't
you-
get hurt till like senior year. I actually graduated high school, then I got hurt.
Jeez.
I got hurt playing ball
basketball.
though. Yeah, pickup game. Pickup game. It wasn't even a real fucking game.
I
It was just
sprained
some
my ankle
bullshit
doing
like
that, yeah.
hustle, and they were like, "Yo, let's play a 3-on-3." I'm like, "All right." And at that point, I was at the point of like, I'm like, by the end of the summer, I want to dunk. So I was already grabbing rim.
Yeah,
I go up for a layup, and like defender just kind of like whacks me in the head, and I just land. And I weighed like 250, 260 at this time. Landed on my one left foot, twisted the whole all 250
Jesus.
pounds. Just, yo, man, that shit
there's a
hurt
trend here.
so
I feel like
fucking
we're getting
bad.
along because we were all 250.
We were all 250.
Nah, he was never 250.
Nah,
That's
Otto,
the two.
nah, no,
No.
nah.
Otto's like,
Otto's
y'all
the
fat
outside.
asses.
Otto's the man bun guy though.
y'all
Like
fat asses, yeah.
Otto's naturally just gonna be the
Nah,
outside.
no
Yeah.
lie. I Frank, listen. you can
250
attest to
club.
this. No, I was skinny as fuck, but I used to eat a lot.
I remember when you
I'm talking
worked
about,
at
like-
Planet Fitness. So I remember when you were like relatively
Oh
skinny.
no, that was like
That was-
right.
that was
I
like
say
3 years
I'm
ago.
Hey, well, there's a
But I say I was
correlation.
like large. I was small like in high school, but that was like I was like a medium a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when I was in New York. Yeah,
Jeez.
working at Planet Fitness.
I've never been a medium.
Nah,
Medium.
yo, Otto used to look like Ricky Iglesias, yo.
Damn. What happened, dog?
Listen,
Donica, because he saw the video. He
Yeah.
looked like Ricky Iglesias, right? Yeah.
oh yeah, oh man.
So when you got hurt sophomore year, was that like it for football for you, or did you keep playing after that?
This is my boy tapped out.
Oh, this is that laugh. This is gonna be interesting.
So I had one of
Coach,
these
I need-
doctors. He like, what do you call it? Like he messed up on the diagnosis.
Is that the one that told you were going to be 6'4"?
That sounds like an assistant to me. Yeah.
So he was like, "Yo, you just got a sprained knee." I was like, "Nigga, listen, if your leg does a L, you don't think my shit's fucked up?" He was like, "Nah, you got a sprained knee." I was like, "Straight." He was like, "Yo, you could be back in 4 months, right?" I was like, "Straight." I ended up getting the pads again. They was like,
That's a
"Frank, you're
9-month
back."
recovery.
You know what I'm saying? You know, like the defensive line drills when you have to jump over the bags.
I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
them.
You've
Yep.
seen that before, right?
Well, I
never
did
done
one
it.
training camp, and I was like, "Screw this." Yeah.
So I had to jump over the little bags to the last one. I jumped on the last one. My whole knee went.
Ja!
Fell on the fucking
Oh, so you
floor.
made it worse.
So much
I
for a
made it worse.
sprained knee.
it
So
was
I
your
made it
ACL,
worse.
then
And the
your-
coaches was like, "Yo, stop being a pussy. Go play." I'm like, "Nigga, I can't play.
Yo,
I can't do it."
Coaches were fucking yo, son, baseball coaches. I did little league, and my fucking little league coach, right? This is what got me out of playing baseball. This motherfucker was like at practice decided he was gonna pitch, and decided that when I went up to the fucking base, he's gonna hit me with the fucking ball in
Wait,
the
what?
back.
Oh,
Hit me with the ball, yo! Like
Knock your
Hums
air
is fine. It's a grown ass man, and I'm like 10 years old, and
Yo,
this dude
yo.
just hits me with the ball in the back. Ever since then,
beams you just.
yo, beam my shit. I'm like, yo, this ain't dodgeball, fam. Like, yo, fuck me
That
up.
shit
Did you
hurt.
screech?
It hurts, bro.
That
Nah,
shit
I was
hurts.
just
That
like,
shit hurts.
I dropped the bat. I was like, oh, shit. Like, he's just standing there. And then after that, I was always scared to go up, to, like, at the plate because I'm like, I don't want to get hit with the ball.
He
And,
needed to catch it,
the
that's why.
fucking coach always had jokes. I'm like, yo, fam, like,
Scared of balls? What?
yeah.
No.
I'm like, I'm 10, 11. I'm like, you fucking pegged me with a ball, you piece of shit. Like, what the fuck, dog?
I remember I was in Little League and I was learning how to do like pop flies and catch a pop fly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was
PFP.
like, I got it. I was in center field. I was like, "Yo, I got it. The ball landed right in my face.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Nah, you know know, that actually reminds me.
And that's Little
fucking
League.
pocket.
See, in Little League, that's like the end for you. If you're like 17, it's just like embarrassing to the 3 girls in the stands.
Right.
If you're in Little League, you're like, nah, I'm done. Like,
I'm
I just
done.
got hit in the forehead. I got a broken nose.
I'm going
all
to sit
set.
on the bleachers.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Yo,
I'm
I
gonna be
almost
a
popped
spectator.
both of my shoulders out of place. That was a football player that he was wrestled. And this is one of the time that I was eating a lot, and my coach was heated because I would gain like a couple pounds.
Was it wrestling when you do
Yeah, he
wrestling?
did wrestling. That's
And
that shit was hard as fuck.
Yeah, they use that like
he this dude
tights
could
and
like he could explode like when getting up from the ground
Yeah.
from all fours to just standing on 2 feet. He gets up mad quick. 'Cause we call it I forgot what it was, like bulldog wrestling. Yeah, so basically you're back to back, right? And I like at that point we're like 20 minutes in. I'm going ham. I'm in there after for 3 consecutive times. He's the 4th guy. I'm like, all right, cool. We're back to back. I'm fucking tired. I don't know why my coach got me there. I feel like just at this point I'm just breathing hard. I'm sweating, and like I'm not even focusing on who's telling me to go. I just feel him his back. It felt like a cool breeze hit my back, and I'm like, I gotta get up. Boom, I get up. I turn around. I just see this big dude just come at me. I was like, oh, yo! I fall
shit.
back and I land like this, and I go, Phew. I feel my shoulders just like almost pop out of place. I'm like, oh, and it's just that pain, like not that extreme pain, but it's not light either.
Bro,
it's just
getting
like
hit is
yeah, my ear's knocked out, and I feel like, and I
yeah.
felt something. The next that night, I was able to knock out because obviously your body's hot.
Yeah.
To go shower, wake up the next morning, I'm like, yo, I start crying. I'm like, yo, this shit fucking hurts.
Otto cried. I never seen you cry
but
before.
it was all red right here. Just these
I can see an
spots.
emotional side of Otto.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm an
know.
emotional guy.
Yeah.
No, but yeah,
Seems like a
I could have
sensitive
wrestled
dude.
for like
he
a whole
cried.
week.
I think he cried.
That was the
when
worst
he,
I had, but it was a pain that was just like it was just so much discomfort. Where it's
Yeah.
like, but I could move.
Yeah, as I can imagine, you felt that shit the next day. Yeah, that's some.
Yo, when I
fucking
burst my-
pain.
No, but it wasn't like like you bump your arm, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? There's more of like
No.
straight. I went to the
like a
the
throbbing
clinic or the
kinda
hospital, and they're
like-
like, yeah, you tore all the tissue right here, and I was like, wait, what? Like yeah, like
off
if it would have got hit
of-
harder, like your shoulders would have popped out. I was like,
You know what's crazy? When I burst my appendix, I couldn't even take a shit. So I was like, something's wrong with me.
Fuck.
I had to use the bathroom. And I was
but it
like,
felt
yo.
like you needed to use the bathroom.
Yo,
or you couldn't use
I
the
was trying to
bathroom?
take a shit and I heard like, my stomach hurt and I was like, yo, I know I have to go to the hospital.
Wait, but your
it's cool.
How does that
appendix
feel?
burst?
I hear about this.
my
but-
appendix burst. Yeah.
So it burst. And oh shit.
Yeah,
See,
I've
I
heard
was-
of that happening.
But
Like,
I will know because I always heard that if your appendix bursts, you die. But I guess that's not true.
I've heard of that and
I know my
gallbladder
appendix.
I don't know if it's a theory, but
So I
apparently
don't
it's like
know
your
what-
body fighting or like resetting when that
What,
happens.
when your appendix is
When it-
fucking up?
yeah,
I don't know.
Something
I know
like that.
I
It's like
heard
your-
that
your-
if people who eat
it's like
laying
acidity.
down,
Your body's fighting the acidity in your body, which just kills you.
really.
Yeah.
So,
So
what I
Frank
heard
is looking at you like, I'll
Maybe
roll
I'm
with that.
misinterpreting
Like,
it.
Nah, I heard
You almost
what
died on us, bro.
will help promote appendicitis is like people who eat laying down and shit, or like if you eat and then lay on your
Is this what
stomach.
you were doing?
that's one thing that I can't do. Like besides
I don't know who. Yo,
I
so
don't-
I had this one girl I used to live with, and her
Don, you eat
siblings
while
used to
sitting
eat
down?
that way.
While laying down?
Laying down?
Yo,
Do you?
Yo,
I've done it
How
a couple
often,
times.
though?
sitting,
Like
they
every
would
day?
lay in front of the TV.
No, okay.
They would lay in front of the TV and eat, like
laying
laying
stomach
down
down or
on their
back
stomach.
down?
No, stomach down eating.
Oh.
And her sister got appendicitis. Then I had to go to had surgery, And I used to tell them, I'm like, yo, y'all, I'm like, I don't think that's good for you. So be like, I don't think you should. Not that I
You had a
knew
hunch.
the information, but I was like, I don't think you should be eating laying on your stomach. And they're like, whatever,
Just
shut
doesn't
up,
seem
da, da,
right.
da, da. And then this bitch gets appendicitis, and then the doctor was like, yeah, do you eat laying down? And they were like, yeah, and he's like, well, that kind of helps induce
Frank,
it.
were
And then
you-
I was like,
were
ha,
you a lay down eater?
I don't think so.
that's fucking weird. How do you lay down on your stomach and eat?
Well, it's when you don't have a cognitive idea of like how fat you are at that moment doing that. Like
Well,
you could be
thank you, Nick
130 pounds and you are the fattest person alive right there. If you
If
are
you're
laying
eating laying
on
down.
your stomach, and if you've like,
like the
especially if
food
you
has to
propped
go
up a
down.
pillow to give yourself enough throat room to eat. Like
Yeah.
I sound like I've thought this out or done it
You've
before.
done
But
it.
I'm
Like
just
laying down, like
imagining.
going to sleep, like you.
No,
like,
just like
on your
you-
stomach.
you-
Like
yeah,
laying
you're
on your
like-
stomach. Imagine sitting
you're
in front of a TV, like laying down on your stomach watching
like
TV,
you about
eating.
to, like you about to color.
Like
something.
yes, but you're eating
Who
food.
eats like that?
Yo,
Wait, hold on.
I'm
Whoa,
telling
People
you.
for everything.
You color like that?
No, I don't. I'm just saying. So I got the visual. I was just trying to get the visual.
Yo, like, when
Imagine
you
someone
color-
eating like that.
motherfuckers
with the
got
legs
coloring
crossed.
books.
It's like, yo.
I color in the lines.
Oh,
God.
man.
Yo, there's people that at least, like I said, I had an ex-girl whose siblings ate that way.
Really?
That's just the GoPro going.
And I was like, that shit is fucking weird. I can't do it.
yeah. I don't know.
Food's supposed to go
You know what?
digest downward.
I
nigga.
realized there's a
Your lungs.
person for everything. When about a year ago, I got a message on Facebook when somebody wanted feet pics from me, and I like there's
For how
somebody for
much?
everything.
No homo. For how
I'm not
much?
even kidding. I
200.
thought about it. No,
No money?
times 10,
Wait,
$2,000
For feet?
I would have did that shit.
Listen, I've got money, and I thought about that.
I would have listened.
Because $2,000 for some feet,
What you
even
mean?
if that leaks,
I would've did
what
that
if-
shit.
Even if it leaks, I started thinking about it afterwards. After I said no, because I'm immediately so disgusted. Like, the reason I was disgusted, is, to be honest with you, it was a guy that looked like he used to be a girl.
Holy shit!
Honestly, that's what was going on. Like,
I
so
still would have sent them shits. I'm like, yo, word, pff, here you go.
I should have because
I
I
would have fucking
Yo,
signed.
use
I
Cash
tried
App?
to mentally retract it. I tried to mentally
Use my
retract.
secondary PayPal here.
Yeah, right.
Send me that invoice.
Yeah, get 50% deposit, then you get 1 foot after that, and then the next foot is the other half of the money.
Show me the money first.
Yeah, $2,000. I don't know if it was something about my feet in general.
That's
If somebody saw
fucking
my
wild.
feet, I think they would be impressed by how disgusting they are. Like I got crooked big toes from being a size 13 and like not growing
bunions?
correctly. It's not that I didn't have good size shoes. My feet just didn't
got the
grow
good
my
luck
body
toes.
right. Huh?
The good luck toes.
The good
Damn.
luck toes? Yeah.
You know, you cross your fingers.
Oh no! You know what, dude? Pretty much. That's what I have.
You have the
I'm
good
not
luck
even kidding.
toes?
I swear to God.
That's I just learned a new thing. I didn't know that was a thing.
With his
Good luck
feet.
toes.
What, bro? I could
they
pick
got
up
that
like
on their mind.
I could pick up a toddler with my foot. Honestly,
it.
I swear to God. Like, not that I've ever tried. Same thing as
Imagine
like
walking in-
coloring on your stomach while eating nachos. But like,
You got monkey feet.
yeah, bro,
Picking shit up like
if I got into
you want this
kickboxing,
water bottle. It's his foot.
if I got into
top off your water.
kickboxing,
Pop the foot out. We need to see that.
You pop the.
no, not
need the
right
foot on
here,
the
not
table.
right
Show
here. This
it,
is
show it, no homo. show
no,
it.
no. This is.
Got a little too
I'll
excited.
show you guys afterwards. This would throw off the
give him a
operation
coloring book.
so much.
Hey,
But-
we're renaming the podcast Foot Island. Everybody show their feet.
If I got into kickboxing though, like had I ever gone into kickboxing, people
be
would have
scared of
gotten
your
hurt. People would have gotten legitimately
Them
hurt.
cement ass feet.
I do have cement
ass
feet. I have the feet. Okay,
Was it?
there was a time 2 years ago
You
in
got
the
hobbit-
winter time where it was
You got
kind of
hobbit
warm.
feet?
This man said hit Monley.
I shoveled with no socks or shoes one day, and I
Yeah.
wasn't bothered. Like, it, yeah,
Well, your feet. Sorry. Like,
I
callus-
got
you
real
callus,
deal. Like,
oh, you
no,
just got, like,
no, they're just like
skeleton.
I don't know. There's something rough about them.
Got a fucking Kevlar
Like, do you- Are you
coating.
You
Where are
see,
you?
yeah.
there you go.
So get this. I'm Portuguese, French Canadian, Ukrainian, and English.
All hunters.
I'm a
all
Heinz
hunters,
57.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means still, but I've been called
Your-
that by old people.
Your feet are Ukrainian.
Yeah. My feet are full KGP. The
Yeah,
KGB.
I
if
can
you
believe
see
that,
them.
yeah.
Jesus. So, all right. Anyway, back to Frank.
KGF.
Frank. After that set, you go back, you get the L-shaped leg. Is that the end of football finally? Or do you go back after the L-shaped
Oh,
leg?
after I jumped and then tore
Yeah.
like messed up my leg again. I ended up getting surgery, and then I ended up looking like a little kid wanting to play football again. But in my head, I was like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Because I was so fearful of having that shit happen again. And then my team went to the Super Bowl. And,
Damn.
It took
we
me a
lost.
second. Radio.
and without me, I thought I was a superstar.
You went to,
Wait, what
where'd you
did
go?
you
Cranston
do,
East?
Christmas, yeah.
What
I
did
think they went to the Super Bowl. I think so. I don't remember though. But
Shit must have been heartbreaking, man.
that shit was, dog. That was like fam over there.
Yeah, word.
Especially.
I feel like we played you one year. I went to Cumberland. I think we played you one year.
Yeah.
Not that I played, but I was 2013. I graduated 2013.
Me too.
We went 1 year to a Super Bowl at East Stadium, I'm pretty sure. That's all I remember.
Y'all were D1?
Yeah. At one point, we were D2, and then I think when I was a freshman, and then we became
We
D1.
wasn't D2 until my junior year.
Okay.
And so
So
freshman.
that
sophomore
sounds
year.
about right, because I feel like this was senior year. So when I was in Cumberland, like I was a full nerd. Like I was in the band.
Okay.
So I had to go to every football game.
Okay.
So we were
Oboe?
at that. Huh?
Played the oboe,
No, trumpet.
trumpet.
Still got it in the storage over there.
Oh, they gave it to you?
Boom.
Have you
Huh?
sampled
They
anything?
gave it to you?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Like
to
the
buy it.
instrument?
No. I
I was gonna say.
when I was like 6 years old, my mom was like, "You're picking an instrument." I was like,
word.
"Okay," and that was she took me to a library. I got to try out instruments. I was like, "I'll do the trumpet." It was between that and the saxophone. So and she
Hey.
had to buy the trumpet. That trumpet lasted me until I was like 16. She thought I was gonna keep playing. I kept playing through high school. That was it.
Fuck when he
Okay,
get you
so-
like the.
You wasn't
trumpet.
fucking with the saxophone, man?
Nah,
Was
you
you
know what it
Allstate?
was? Bill Clinton always gave me a rapey vibe, and he played the saxophone. So, I don't know.
You wasn't All-State, man?
Me?
Yeah.
What for band?
Yeah.
I was all state when I was in 8th grade. I won some medal at the Henry Barnard School at Rhode Island College.
Oh,
That was-
snap. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Hey.
All-State for choir, but I was the last person to make it.
You did choir?
Yeah.
What were you in?
Tenor.
Nice.
And I was the
Okay.
last person to ever make it because I couldn't read like music notes until I was taught so in
Yeah.
high school.
You know what's weird? I
I
could
can't
read
read
music
music.
notes. I can't read them now. I wrote.
You can't? That's crazy.
I don't know.
'cause I can read
Something
them.
happened. It's
You
like
can
you
read
lose
music?
your touch.
can
I
read
lost
music.
my touch. I was all state too.
I wrote.
In like fourth,
What did
fifth,
you play?
Saxophone.
Oh,
Yeah, rapey vibes. You know what I'm saying?
well, you were before
Heated.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah. I was in elementary school playing the fucking saxophone. I played all
And
six.
George Bush did not play.
Here's
No.
a quaalude.
Well, actually, once I got to what was it? Like
Jesus.
I think 5th, 6th grade. Yeah, Clinton was in office at that
Was
point.
he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 90s.
So when did you pick it up?
4th grade.
Okay,
No,
so you
I'm
just
lying.
beat it.
5th grade. 5th grade is when I started playing.
So you thought Clinton was cool? No, I'm messing with you.
Nah, nah,
So
maybe a little bit.
all right. So no football at that point.
No
now,
football.
Now you're done with football. Is
I
that
did
when?
try band though. And
Like,
I gave up
an
like
actual
a week
instrument?
later. Yeah.
What'd you try?
Oh, fuck the big ass instrument. The
Trombone?
big one. Yeah, I tried the trombone. I was like, yo, this
With a
shit's
messed
too
up
heavy.
knee?
Wait, the trombone?
That shit was
no,
too fucking
or the
heavy.
tuba. Either
Tuba.
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 Tuba?
The tuba. It was the
The tuba.
tuba.
Oh, the tuba.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I did
tuba's
the
the big
tuba.
shit.
The big shit. And they was like, yo, I think you'd be great for it because you have big lips. Pause.
Tuba like,
But-
I'm not gonna lie. That's what they said to me about the trumpet too.
Jeez.
Did they
As
really?
I got older, because I was thinking about switching. Because
Damn.
at one point I picked up trombone,
that
I picked
Teacher's
up
Predators?
trumpet, and I picked up trombone, I picked up drums, I picked up guitar and bass, and they're like, "You're gonna," and they're like, "We think you should stay with it." Well, the teacher said, "I think you should stay with this because your lips are meant for that."
Adults always think they know what the fuck.
It was a
best.
woman. It was a
Like,
woman.
yeah.
It was a woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
No.
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 She's
no.
like, play the trumpet. You're gonna
Not
be
what you think.
great at eating pussy.
Not what you think. Jesus. No.
Oh man.
No. So is that when like rap kind of, all right, maybe I'm gonna give this a shot now, like full on?
No,
Was-
because during high school I released a mixtape.
DNF.
He produced every track, but there were songs that we took from other like artists and we just rapped over them like freestyles.
Then there was someone else from the UK that produced it.
D York was down on that one, but there was a
So wait,
that was just a single. That's the motivational takeover.
Oh yeah, sorry.
How you not know
I'm trying to
about
erase that
that?
part of
Man.
my life.
He did.
Wow, but yeah,
That was before Planet Fitness. I can say. That was-
This is during.
That was.
like,
I feel like you were wearing extra large shirts then, or something. There's something you're not telling us, Otto.
all right. So
We'll get there. We'll get there.
So we have the motivational takeover. Otto, we did some freestyles. We did some original songs. Actually, none of them had like samples. To be honest with you, they were all original beats, if I remember. Like there was "Down for You." I know it'd be "Down for You."
That was a sample.
That was a sample.
Yeah, that was a Dipset sample.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Oh shit.
So
word.
there was a mix of samples and originals, but we released that like sophomore year, freshman year, and me and Jalil, we felt like we were hot shit. Then when it first came out, everybody was like, "Yo, they did a mixtape. Let's hear it. Let's hear it."
I mean that happens in high school, dude. Like you're the first kids if you're the first kids or like in the first batch of kids to release any music, you're like all of a sudden, even if you're not a cool kid, people are just like, "Yo, let me get a feature. Let me get on one of the beats, bro."
I don't know if
Matt.
you.
Throw that in my iPod real quick.
Then we went to did this competition
the
back
shuffle.
in. Oh my!
I
know
remember
what
you telling me
Alchemy
this story of the
is? What was
talents.
what was the name before Alchemy?
Awol, you would know this. What was this?
Jerkies.
Jerky.
Jerkies. I went to
Yeah.
Jerkies for this competition. There was
Back in the
I don't know if you know his
Yeah.
name, Frankie. He used to be like the promoter of. I think
Frankie Sabakis.
I don't know if it's
Frankie, nah.
He was with Larry O. He was
Yeah,
the lead
that's
singer.
Frankie. That's
okay,
Frankie's,
yeah. So
Frankie
that's-
screams.
Frankie screams.
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
over here giving his government.
Nah.
Shout out to Frankie Screams, man. I ain't seen him in a
So
minute, but
we went to one of his shows. I remember Larry O and before Larry O now. Like I
Yeah.
remember seeing him.
You remember Larry O with 1H, right?
Yeah, with one age. Yeah,
No, I'm
basically.
kidding.
I remember seeing
Never
him. I
time.
remember seeing Chris Jungles.
yeah, that's
I
when they
remember.
were Scared Don't Fear.
Yes, exactly. And this was back in high school. So I didn't know him at the time. So
Yeah.
we did this
Word.
competition and we practiced her and we ended up winning. But the thing I learned from that was how many people in your own state will not hate you. They didn't hate me at all. They loved me. Larry O, Frankie, they
Yeah.
loved me. It was the audience that the people brought, like the other artists.
Yeah.
Like the people they tried to bring and then they was just like, yo, how these little niggas win? And the other person didn't.
Yo.
Remember that? Me and Jalil
Yeah.
would walk and they'd be like, yo, how the fuck do you win? And it was just like the random audience members, like, yo,
Really?
we practiced our ass off.
Yo, nah, man.
Well, that's what we thought at the time because we never did like a showcase or a local performance like that.
At
So
that
I
point,
thought
two
people
young cats,
practiced. I
it's-
thought people practiced to do the performance.
I mean, you
I'm
should.
sorry.
You
Yeah,
should.
yeah,
You
that's
should always rehearse. And I mean, judging by the shows I've seen you perform at, I mean, I could
Well
see
seasoned.
why y'all would win even back then. If you rehearsed and you came with that energy, you're gonna win, man.
And but my idea was I thought everybody rehearsed. I thought everyone had the same mindset that I've been seeing all my life.
Supposed to.
You're supposed to, right?
You
Now-
did what you were supposed to, and they.
Basically.
You
now
didn't
when
do the I'm gonna just go stand here and oh shit, I forgot my part of my raps. Oh, I'm gonna just
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that was
saying?
a point in time. I think actually at that point they took it hard. Like, why are people hating on us? And it kind of like made shit weird.
Man, that's the
it's,
Yeah.
it's actually the first time people actually.
Well,
vocal about,
dude, you're 14 years old. Like,
Yeah.
What do you?
yeah.
When somebody is like, when somebody is getting
It's
at
a
you
weird
like that,
age.
yeah, it's
a
a
weird
weird age for
people
that
was
type
getting
of
on us.
energy.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
To this day, I'm forever grateful to Frankie, Larry O, to everybody because they
Yeah.
really showed us love. But everybody in the audience, it was just like, yo, they was hate.
Because they were all
Yeah.
the artists that performed and they were all hating. I remember those days. I used to go to those shows and I remember just the vibes and people would go like people would perform and people would come to see like the one person and then they'd leave after.
yeah,
It was just like it was oh man.
typical openers.
It's
taking
kinda-
their-
it's-
their
it's-
But
crowd.
it's so
with
crazy.
them
yeah.
I
type
was
of
like,
thing.
why would you guys hate on a 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid?
Yeah, that's.
These motherfuckers
And
are
y'all were
shitty, man. And
25,
Providence is
26.
But
weird.
people still do it.
It's not-
People
yo.
do it everywhere. Honestly, people still do it. It's
Providence
just a weird thing in
You know
general.
what's so crazy? You're making me think about my past so much now. This is
Reminiscing.
ridiculous. I never
wild.
thought
That-
you was
that
gonna
cat
do
meme
this.
was
Oh, yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers for that. I didn't think y'all
Oh
gonna do
shit,
that.
man. We're bringing up
Now,
like
I'm like looking through my past and really observing things now.
Oh,
You're like,
heated.
damn,
This
yo,
is
I didn't think
therapy.
about it like that.
it's about to get
This
yeah.
is
But it's,
therapy. I'm about to
you know
cry.
what though? You sometimes have
It's
to
gonna
like.
get emotional.
I found that.
That was legit.
I found that like sometimes I really have to take a step back from what I got going on in the moment because there's a lot of times. So I'll give you a classic example. Like, kid comes up to me in the mall. I'm walking out with Champs. He knows me from Instagram, whatever. Knows the music. Wants to get some beats. And like at this time, this is like I think this is last season, the last Providence College basketball season. Because we walk around the mall, you know, before the game, kill some time. And I just kind of like shrugged the kid off. And in retrospect, I'm like, what the fuck am I to be shrugging off the kid? And you start to think about it and
What
you're
an
like,
asshole.
yeah, like, well, that's the thing. Realistically, you kind of have to reset yourself and think like, I was the kid 5 years ago, you know, handing out, trying to give a beat CD, 6 years ago now, trying to give a beat CD to Riff Raff. Like that's where I
Yeah.
was 6 years ago. And this
Damn.
kid is probably 2 years before where I was 6 years ago. The whole point of it is like sometimes you have to think back to your past and just reset yourself and kind of humble yourself in a way because you forget why you're doing it in
You
the
gotta
first
check
place a lot of
yourself,
times.
man.
Well, honestly, if you lose
to.
why you started to do this shit, you're really going to lose
Sight of
where you
everything.
want to end up. And that, like you're
So
saying
don't
about the
forget
past,
where you
I
came
find
from,
myself
man.
trying to just live in the moment and live forward all the time. We do need to, step back every once in a while and think like, why do I do this? How did I start? Where did I come from? Because there's somebody who can connect to you too. And then when that kid comes up to you, you won't treat it the same way that I used to treat it. And now
That ass.
Not
The
as
same
hot
way
shit anymore.
I used to do carts up at Stop and Shop. I put the cart back at at the market now.
Yeah.
Because I remember the pain when I used to go through blizzards and trying to grab these
Trying to
carts
grab
in the
random
blizzard.
carts.
Exactly. It's
Listen,
just like
man,
the little
that
like
shit.
that.
I've never done that in my life. Like work that job, but I put the cart back. You gotta be the laziest fucking piece of shit to not put the fucking cart
Yeah.
where it's supposed to go and just leave it somewhere. Right? Like what the
No.
fuck?
Well, the
where
same-
are we as a society
There's
where
two
you
types of
can't
people.
walk 10 fucking feet to put a cart back.
They're the ones that lay on their stomach when they do the color
Yeah,
books.
exactly. That's what the fuck it is, man. I hope they all get appendicitis, motherfuckers.
There's only two types of people that do that anyway. It's old people and like sacks of shit. Literally, and when I say sacks of
it's a
shit,
lot
it's the
more
same
sacks of
people.
shit.
Yeah, but
Nah.
I'm saying the sacks of shit are the same people who will park in a handicapped spot without being
Fucking
handicapped.
terrible, dog.
But I'm just saying that's that type of person.
I hope those
I'm
motherfuckers.
not gonna lie, I did that, and the handicapped person got at me for that.
Did you-
Hated. Yeah, man. It's,
All right.
He said you can't park here. I was like,
Was he
okay.
old or young?
The old guy, yo. He was
He took
tough.
his
He was trying
parking
to get out
spot,
the
man.
door, and he was just
Yeah.
mad.
How old was he? Could you
This was in
see
the
how old he
snow?
was, or could you
No.
hear how old he was? Because there's a difference.
Nah, like you know he was older. It took him like 5 minutes to get out the car.
Ah, damn.
Unfortunately.
How long did it take
Then
you to
you
walk
felt
in the
bad,
store?
No, I was just sitting there waiting for
Like a
somebody.
fucking
I was
week.
just
He was
sitting
on his
there.
way back out. He went in, came out. He's just getting the left leg out.
You can't park here. And I was just like, okay.
Sounds
I
like he
will
was
do
from
that.
West Cranston.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. It probably is West Cranston. West Cranston's like Warwick. Not West Cranston. No, I'm sorry.
Cranston.
West Warwick is like
West
Woonsocket.
Warwick,
And
Yeah. No,
Yo.
West Cranston is like an EDM cruise. I say it about every person that I meet from West Cranston that's above a certain annual household income. It's all the type of people who would take an EDM cruise. Like a 6-day
can't,
cruise where they go and see freaking A-Track and Nightmare.
That's a thing. I didn't even know that was
That's
a
a
thing.
legit thing. Like you go
That's-
on a 6-day cruise and then,
Jeez.
like different sets each night, and it's just a bunch of Molly and
But yeah.
Sunglasses, a lot of sunglasses.
yeah, a lot of sunglasses, like a lot of $5 sunglasses,
I can't.
packs on shit all around.
The bootleg Ray-Bans.
Yeah,
the DHL joints.
yeah. Jesus, but I mean, the world hasn't gone that far since probably the time where you were getting bagged on as a 14-year-old kid for.
No, we haven't.
When,
We
no.
have not.
Unfortunately,
progressed from that.
people
much.
still suck.
There's still, yeah, man. There's still kind of the crabs in the barrel mentality here, man. Unfortunately,
That's not
as
even just
much.
Rhode Island. That's just everywhere.
It's a lot. Yeah,
There's a
well,
lot around here because
I've
this
been-
is what we see.
It's
but
a yeah, but I've been around a bit, man, and it's not as bad as it is here.
one place that isn't that bad is definitely Florida.
Atlanta, it isn't
Like-
that bad either, dog.
Because they want you to win. Because so
Because-
many people.
right.
Because winning is a real possibility. Like up
Yes.
until recently, we haven't really seen anybody win. in
Winning
Rhode
is a
Island.
possibility here, but
But
motherfuckers.
People don't
This
treat
is
it
But
like
we
that.
have people that fucking shit on a
this is our
14-year-old.
thing, though.
Like, how did you win? Like, buddy,
No.
like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you gonna say that to a 14-year-old kid who's putting his heart into this shit because you're salty that you suck and you didn't prepare?
heart
Well,
in
this
that.
is my
There was
thing,
pain
though.
in
You-
that.
you mentioned-
Because, man, like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
You mentioned Florida, and then you mentioned L.A. Not Atlanta. I'm
Atlanta.
sorry, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Atlanta. And they, I feel like they created their own sound in order for them not to
Yeah.
feel that way. I feel like in Rhode Island, you trying to take all these sounds and
There's a
people
lot
that
of dick
feel some-
riding going on. I hate, you know,
well,
there's
not
no
ju-
other, there's
not
no
just
other
that.
words
It's,
for it.
it's
A lot of dick riding
There's a lot
going
of wave
on.
riding.
Well,
That's
same
it's
shit.
different than
They're dick riding the wave.
All right,
The wave is a big dick and they're riding it.
Dick riding is more like
Because
fans
they're
who are
dick-
trying to follow
They're
the
chained
trend.
to the foreskin at this
Yeah.
point. Like, the people
But here,
I can't.
here's the shit, man. It's like there was this
Hold it
whole there was this whole fucking movement at one point where motherfuckers just wanted to sound like Chicago rappers, and they
oh man, the whole Chirac movement.
They-
Well,
it's
Rhode
just like,
Island
yo,
doesn't have a
Afghanistan.
sound, though.
Afghanistan, baby.
yeah, it does.
What's Rhode Island
Rhode
sound?
Island
What's
has
Rhode Island
has its own personality, and it's just like it just has.
Pretty much New York and Chicago mixed together. That's pretty much what
But you're taking other people's
I
sounds.
wouldn't even say Chicago. I just say we're in the Northeast. We have that Northeast sound. You know what I mean?
What's the
And
Northeast
and
sound?
in the, I mean, you can go New York, Boston, just the more boom bap. And I don't even want to say boom bap
you
because
can't-
I don't want to pigeonhole it to boom bap, right? But at least there's a part of it that is there. You know what I'm saying? And then from there it can evolve into anything. But
I think-
to go and ride some other city or state's wave and be like and literally mimic it and then make your visuals like and just try to like do everything the way they do it, that shit's corny. We don't do that shit. We don't do shit like shit is different here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we do have our own way of how we talk, how you know what I mean, like how we move, how we dress, and it's like all of that shit should be found in the music somehow, and it's not because we got. I'm not saying everybody, but there's a lot of artists that are straying away from that because like I just want to be like this because they're popping. That shit's goofy, man. That's dick riding.
I guess.
You dick
Right, I
riding.
get-
How you? Yeah, man. That's dick riding.
But you are right, though, Frank. Like, Florida and Atlanta, they do have their own sound. Because, I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah, they create
like,
their own sound.
from spending all the time I've spent down in Florida now, I've kind of come back with, like, a new take on building a sound. That's the thing. Like, you guys have built your own sound, even though it's probably not, like, rhythmically, it's not a new rhythm, but sonically, and it only has to be sonically new to a whole group of people. So it's new to this whole group of people
Yeah,
in Rhode Island.
how
like-
much different rhythmic? I mean, it's in the realm of hip hop.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, to break
Exactly.
it down, like we tried the trap sound. We've tried the boom bap sound.
Yeah.
But then we're like, we don't want to be these guys. We definitely don't want to be those guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I know exactly which one is those guys, unfortunately, because Providence got tired of those guys
Yeah.
just as much as they got tired of the Afghanistan shit.
yeah. So we
What is it? What is it?
Afghanistan.
I'm about to take that. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's-
I do.
yeah.
I do like that.
That's I don't know where I heard that. Probably West Warwick
it.
Facebook or something
Yeah,
like
probably.
that.
Jeez.
we
West
tried to create a
Warwick.
sound for like his project, where it's like it's bridging that gap. Am I saying that correctly?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Bridging the gap. Yeah.
bridging the
Yeah.
gap.
Yeah.
You're not trying to go too far different, but you're also trying
we're
to sound
staying
different,
relevant.
if
Yeah.
that makes
like
sense.
how you described it earlier was like
Happy medium, man.
yeah.
Finding the happy medium between
Right. You need to take what's
Staying
familiar
We're
current.
trying
and
to
change a few
entertain the
things.
youth, educate them in a way.
right.
Not if you listen to this in the near future, I'm not saying like a whole like encyclopedia type rap,
Yeah.
but definitely kind of insight on like how a human being feels, moves, and really thinks about things. You feel me? Like kind of not conscious rap, but like it's like you can kind of
Just like emotion, right?
like dipping in that sauce.
Put
Yeah,
your
that makes
soul
sense,
into
like
this
emotion,
shit,
Also,
man.
Yeah, it's
like a
emotion.
young cat can listen to it, and their parents can be like, "Oh, that reminds me of this," and this new cat, the young cat could be like, "Yeah, this is a whole new sound to me, and I like it."
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
Well,
like we're trying to please two different eras.
But like,
in a way.
I'll be honest with you. One of my pet peeves is being called a '90s kind of rapper.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like that thing. I want to hit any genre because I could do the same show y'all can do.
Right.
I could do it better. You know what I'm saying? It's just that mentality. It's like, yo, I can do any type of song if I wanted to. Anybody has that ability to do any song that they want to. I just don't want to be trapped and put me in this box and be like, yo, he's a '90s rapper because that's the way he raps. Not really. I'm just putting content in my music. What you doing?
Right.
You know, it's just that's
Yeah.
it. It's just it takes a longer process for doing originality. Because if I wanted to follow a wave, I can do that.
Right.
That's easy.
Following the wave is the easiest part. You
it's
just die off
easy.
with
It's
the wave.
very
Yeah.
easy. I feel like you can ride a wave, but try to create your own wave.
Right.
I just want to
Yes.
shout out Kid Cudi and that song, Demon Slaying.
Oh yeah, yeah. With Travis
I
Scott.
don't wanna ride no wave.
Yeah.
Oh no, no,
I ain't
that's
riding no wave, baby. You know what I'm
Surfing?
Surfing, yeah.
With
No,
Pharrell?
surfing, yeah.
Yeah.
That beat's
Yeah.
wild. But surfing.
yeah.
It's basically,
How
it
you
depicts
not
what we're
know
talking. Cause I don't pay attention to the names of the songs. I just love the song.
So that's like
That was on. That
if
was
you
the name
had
of
to
the album.
pinpoint
yeah.
one song as far as the sonic direction, that's like almost in a way. Yeah. Yeah, and you could tell that too from the music. It's like Pharrell, very Timbaland, but like your own twist.
Like that
on
song
it.
I did for you. Like, it's so different from me.
Right.
Oh,
That's
that
I
shit
feel-
smacks.
That's the thing. That's why I was gonna mention. Like Frank did a song for my album, and I've been playing the rough mix of the album for a lot of people so far, and unanimously, every person so far has said like, "Well, is that the radio single?" And I'm like, "Well, we're not doing a single pre-album, but we might push some singles afterwards, and that's probably."
I feel like if Don hears that, he'd be surprised. Did you hear it? Oh, never mind. Then he wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I thought-
So and I remember that because
if
Frank
Alicia
like
heard it, then it'd be a surprise.
like Frank shows up to the studio and he's playing me. You know, I was like, I want to hear what you're doing, huh?
You did that here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did
So-
that. Yep.
So
Sounds pretty good.
he's playing me.
I want to hear it. God damn it.
I'll play it for you after. I didn't play you the mixes of the
Oh,
album.
man, I haven't heard shit. You got me
You know
in the
what?
dark over
That's
here.
what happens with like your best friends. You don't like
Motherfucker.
you end up like overlooking your best friends with the business stuff.
I
sometimes.
made this dope ass
That's just
song.
happened. Yeah.
No, I don't make music or anything. I
No.
don't have a trained ear.
You know what's crazy?
Fuck me.
Awol and I, all this time that we've been friends now, we don't have.
We have not made one fucking record.
Nope.
It happens
We
though,
haven't
you know?
even made it. We haven't like
Yeah.
sat down. I think we did like hi hats and claps one time while he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
cooking chicken. And I was just like, and then we just ate the chicken, and that was it. And
watch a movie, yeah, sure.
yeah,
Yes.
but when Frank showed up to the studio, he shows up and
Right.
you know, he has the CD and we converted on the back, and I'm listening to some of them, and then I'm sitting down, I'm trying to make his style. He's like, nah, I want to come to your world. Like,
Yeah.
I want to come to your style. I want the trap shit. Because, you know, my stuff is like punk trap at this point,
Right.
metal. Somebody called it metal trap. I'm like, it's not metal trap. If anything,
Metal
it's like
trap.
atmospheric
No, but
trap.
I made you I made you uncomfortable but comfortable, if that makes sense.
And that's exactly, like, I like people to do that.
yeah, there you go. Thank you. Like
Yeah.
comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I said, yeah, I want to be in your world, but I want something different.
Right.
If
And
that
you
makes
got
sense.
like the most, you know, like literally the record that I gave him was something that I sat down for and I made for like, and I crank out beats quick, but that was like a 3-hour process. I made that for Lily Rain. And then it just sat and sat. And I'm like, yeah,
Wow, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, and when Frank said that, I was like, I know exactly what beat to play for him. And that's a 3-year-old beat. Like,
You know what's crazy? Oh, a song that's on the project. I actually told him yesterday. Yesterday we were on Two Stupid Dogs.
Shout out to them.
Yeah,
Hey.
shout out to Stupid Dogs.
Word.
Haha. And I thought I told him, and there's that friendship thing. You know?
yeah.
I thought I.
That's what it is.
in my
Seriously,
head, I
you
told him
overlook
that it
like
was
your
someone else's
closest friends.
song, but they never followed through.
And who was
So
it?
I had to. Don't worry about it.
Oh man.
They're
It's one of them
You're
rappers.
garbage. You know who you are.
Heat it.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
Nah. They were good at. They had their
Shots
brand.
fired. we need a
Yeah.
gunshot.
Well,
Nah,
what
it's
beat
all
was
love.
it? What beat was it?
It was that
I feel like I know
Cadwell?
what him.
Bobby
Oh,
Caldwell. That
it was My Flame, Bobby Caldwell,
Yeah.
My Flame. You ever heard that?
Yeah, yeah.
The Notorious
That
B.I.G.
Biggie,
What is the limit? And you know.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
took that. He took that sample and he flipped it.
I'm mad because
So-
I made a trash beat to it, and when he heard it, he's like, "I like it, but it's no." I was like, "Well, let's make it. Let's make it.
Let's make it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, "If it sounds good, I'll use it." I was like, "Okay."
Because I remember that beat had the like a I won't say boom
No,
bap.
that's
It
when
had
he
a
first- when he
boom
first
bap
heard it.
sound to it, and I was gonna put Alicia on it. My idea was to have Alicia and myself on it, and then I was like, we have to. He has to modern it up, so he modded the
So you can
sound.
stab me with that pen.
No, I'm sorry. He modded the sound, and then the sound.
Yeah,
it's
Frank,
on
you
the
look
tape.
real official for somebody with no pad. But
I'm prepared.
I got everything set up over here.
He's got all the pens to sign the contract and stuff, huh?
nah, Don's got the calendar going.
Hey, I see.
Map.
So
out.
he was gonna have Alicia on, and that's the young lady over there.
We can't even see on
can't
because
see her.
the camera died.
Come on. Oh, the camera's gone?
Yeah, the GoPro died,
He
and I fully
did.
charged it.
See, and you
Damn.
didn't
Huh?
bring booze.
We were on
Shit.
camera.
We
Don's
were.
shocked.
Don shot.
Yeah.
We're not on camera anymore.
He's like, you didn't see that at all?
Can we do this again?
What do you mean?
Let's start over now.
Nah.
Okay, I'll fix myself up this time.
Nah, that's okay. People want to see the wave. People
They
want to
got
see
the
the
Green
wave.
Ranger. The Green Ranger do
real.
rag on.
So, you guys now, I know you guys go back a while with, working on music, and you guys have
Yeah,
been
like
friends and
15
everything
years,
like
right?
that. But how does this project start? Because I remember you saying something about 3 years. That this project was like 3 years in the making.
Well,
Hey, go ahead. You can speak.
yeah. Was it working? All right, from my perspective, the first year was like I just had disbanded from a group that they were trying to finesse. So we
You were in a
Well,
producer group, right?
yeah.
That's what, okay. Yeah. I
Um,
won't say the name, but
yeah.
like
You
I
can
know
if you
all
want,
this
but
stuff.
it's, you know.
I mean, it's just it is Rhode Island. Like
It's just air it
dude,
out.
we're just gonna say what it is, right? Do you care?
But you be knowing
No. So
way
see, I know
you
everything.
are privy to so much fucking
There's gonna be a
information.
T-shirt. Nick Costa is the feds.
The Costa is a fucking fence, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's like Vlad TV.
Yeah, well, within reason. So anyway,
Scares me how much this motherfucker knows
Let's
about
just-
right,
shit.
like Awol will just mention something and be like their date of birth. They were trying, but so Atto was in the Villains, which was an old group that also one of my friends, Ferrell, was in. So I just rolled that off for you,
yeah.
so this
Oh,
way you didn't have to
Yeah,
even say.
all right. Actually, for the story, I got him into that because
Yeah.
we were looking for a member.
Right.
But long story short, it didn't end so well because I'm just fishy movements. You know what I'm saying? I'm no fisherman.
Right.
Word.
I'm in the production world, so
Listen, I feel like we've all been in.
We-
Trust me, we've all been in enough
Yeah.
official groups that were not official groups at all
Yeah.
the whole time.
So basically, what had happened was we were running the studio, and I started getting involved with helping him start a project. He's like, yo, it's about time. It's been a couple years since I haven't dropped the project.
Yep.
In total, it's been like 5-6 years that he hasn't really like dropped something. Singles here and there, and been on some other people's songs, help people write songs, etc. Because he started focusing on J Woo. He went to J Woo.
Yeah.
And he wanted to graduate, so he put music aside. He's like, all right, I'm gonna study. I was like, all right, cool.
Did you end up? You finished?
Yeah, I finished.
Oh wow,
Word.
I didn't even know
He's
that.
a Fed, actually.
He's a Fed.
No,
Damn, we got
Nobody
the feds.
graduating from Johnson Wales is a Fed. I'm sorry. I partied with those kids out
I got a
Pembroke.
wire.
They're no
They're
Fed.
not Feds.
They can come in though.
They're feeding people.
I'm playing. I ain't no feds. I ain't no
No
feds.
offense. I
That
don't
was a
know if you
joke.
went to Johnson Wales or anything
I know
like that, but
No,
nobody
I-
graduating from there is a
he-
Fed.
Criminal justice. I did degree.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
only reason why is not because of becoming a police officer, but the way black people was treated against police.
He's a black
I wanted
Latino,
to
so he
learn.
got both-
I wanted to
both
learn
worlds.
about how the law was set up in Rhode Island. I didn't know it was a national thing, so I learned more national stuff than I did locally. But I wanted to go to
wanted
that
to
major
survive.
to survive, basically.
He wanted
Now,
he
go
wants to
ahead.
live.
Go ahead.
All right, so and it was like I graduated. It's time. I'm gonna get my degree in the mail. It's all good. I was like, all right, we work on the project. I tell the guys, let's work. I'm gonna spend some time out of the studio, but you'll see me. It starts getting sour, and we just start working.
Yeah, I took the whole summer off basically
Yeah.
to work. The only way I could pay him during the beats during the time, I had to go and work for a week to pay him. If that makes sense. So we was really dedicated that summer.
Yeah.
See, I respect that though, man, because you was trying to pay him. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't working that
No,
time
no.
because I was transitioning. So he was like, yo, let me help
Yeah,
you
but
out.
there's
You
a
need
lot
help? I
of
was
like,
no, I'm good, man. I got
but there's
you.
a lot of cats that won't do that and will just expect the beats for free
Yeah.
and won't even suggest like, yo, let me pay you.
My
I-
friends,
Same thing-
my
same
friends
thing-
do that to me all the time still,
Bro,
and I
that-
get the position. But
I-
like,
That
Well,
could be with everything.
Huh?
That could be with beats. It could be with
Videography, everything. I do videography as well, and I mean,
people
dude,
just think because you guys are cool. they'll just-
that
I remember-
everything should be fucking free. Everything ain't free, man.
I told
like,
Nick
you're
Costa I
doing
was gonna
work.
pay for the beat, and then Nick Costa was like,
No,
"Don't
no,
worry about
no.
it," because I knew how I
Yeah.
knew how I was gonna structure. I know how to
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted to
but
do.
it was
It was
like it would have been a real dick move for me to charge you
No,
for
but-
my album.
but
Like,
no.
I'm
But
gonna charge you
what's-
to be on my shit.
You know what's weird? There's some
Even
cats out
Don's
here
like,
that I
that's
be
a dick
yo,
move.
I hit
Yeah.
people up. You guys probably came across this too. I hit someone up, and they're like, I was like, yo, I saw your post. You're looking for beats, this and that. I got a beat for you. Hop on it. Like, I'm not charging nothing. Like, just get on the beat.
Yeah.
And we'll split the
royalties,
the
yeah,
percentage. Yeah. And he said, yo, I charge 500. I'm like, 500 for.
Yeah,
what?
For what?
Yeah.
Bro, like this beat.
You hit me up.
Yeah, that's basically how it.
That happened to me with a video kid the other day. A video kid the other day, literally, he hits me up. He's like, yo, bro,
Video
let's
kid,
work.
like music video.
Yeah,
Stuff
like
that? Okay.
music video, photos, like vlogs and stuff like that. He hit me up.
Yeah.
He said, let's work, bro. I was like, yo, I'm down. Just let me know. I'm pretty open to whatever. If you're trying to shoot something, just let me know what it is, and we'll work out a date, place, and time. He's like, yeah, I'm running a deal right now on videos. I'm like, don't hit me up with the let's work then, like right
Yeah.
away. And that's no.
Just be like, yo, I'm running a deal.
Yeah. And I don't even know who you are, so
Yeah.
I'm not even looking for the deal in the first place. Like, no offense, but
You're running a
honestly,
deal, good.
yeah,
That's cool.
And it's like
right.
not one of those bot things. Real human being trying to do that.
Run-
to me.
run the
It's
deal
this
over
is
there.
Not how you operate. Yeah,
And then
but
you're broke because you ain't trying to invest in them. Because
Yeah.
they try to play you. Like,
Yeah,
yo,
exactly.
But this conversation we had last time, people rather kick it than kick in, if that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
So
true.
No, that's
it's
for
just
sure.
like-
People don't ever want to kick him. People will
Nope.
play dumb a lot, man. That's something that kind of just irks the shit out of me. It's like you motherfuckers are playing dumb like a lot.
yeah. Otto probably like you get it a lot because of
What?
production, but like the three of us see it the most. I think like producers see it more than any other.
Of course.
On any other thing in the industry where it's like people are just trying to like be around you sometimes
Yeah.
just to get something out of you.
Yo, let me get a beat. Yo, let's work.
Motherfuckers will show their ass,
And it's like,
and they don't know. They don't realize that we are the ones that make.
We're doing the
you
most fucking
a
work.
star.
Right.
The producer.
I
Or
think it's like
engineer.
it's true.
Wait, but can you clear this question up for me? If you're paying for the beat, you don't give the producer credit, like percentage.
Of course you
Oh
do.
no, yeah,
Yeah, you still
so
do.
technically,
someone told me that
in music
I don't
law,
know. I just
in
don't
music
know.
law, the way that it's written is there's 200% of any song. There's 100% songwriters,
Songwriting.
and there's 100% producer.
Okay, yes, I
so
know that.
you, as a
It's like
producer,
stocks,
you
man.
technically
Shares.
own 50% of the master, no matter what,
Even
unless
if
there's
I
a
paid
different.
you like 200.
Of
for the
course.
Well, that's the whole point of the advances. So, like back in the day, if you get a $20 or $30,000 advance, let's say Alchemist, he used to get $30,000 advances for his beats.
Jesus
Then
Christ.
it's the label and the artist's job. Go and clear the sample. That's your problem. After that, advance is covered and all of that. That's when that 50% starts to come in. And depending on how the contract was signed, maybe the producer won't be liable for the sample because the label might put it on the artist's side, or
It's-
it
it's
might be a
Wow,
big
so
enough
you
producer.
guys are really like hands off. Once that beats, like,
But I'll tell you this much.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
As
yeah.
much as production, like as much as that number is real nice, like
Okay.
an advance and 50%, it's also the hardest position to get paid in. Like
Oh,
to
yeah.
actually track down your money. Like I have 2 publishing people and a syncing guy. That's how many people it takes to get me my money for ghost production or for my syncing stuff.
Get the
It takes
hell
3
outta
people.
here.
It takes 3 people to get my money.
Yeah, producers is the man.
And then it takes 2 lawyers.
yo, Lil
Also,
Wayne,
like,
was it Lil Wayne
legitimate
and
lawyers.
Birdman that got sued?
Yes.
Because I forget what producer it was that they just like never got fucking paid for one of his biggest hits.
But that was the record label's fault, no? Oh, it was just-
Lil Wayne and
Well, but
Birdman
he
were
was
the
signed
fucking
to the record label.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I just
Yeah.
said, oh, okay, that makes sense.
You know, and
that's
it's
their
just
own
like,
record label card.
yeah, sometimes it's really hard for producers to get
Because I
paid,
remember
man, and hunt
TM
down their royalties.
TM88 saying how EXO Tour Life, he didn't see his first check for 8 months. It was either 6
it's
or 8
crazy.
months.
Yeah,
And EXO Tour Life is one of the
How do you put in
biggest songs in the streaming
But
era.
it should
Yeah,
be
it is.
automatic 50. It shouldn't be nothing less.
No,
than
he had
always
automatic
automatic 50.
automatic 50 unless you sign some other paperwork.
See, here's
That's
a misconception
legal.
where people will think, "Oh, I paid for this, so I own." It's like if you pay for exclusive. Let's say you pay for, because there's beat leases, obviously, right?
Of course.
And then let's say you pay for the exclusive rights to the beat. That means that
That's unlimited copies.
unlimited copies, it's yours. I can't give it to another artist.
They can't be resold.
I can't be resold, but I still get my 50%. 50% of that fucking song is still mine.
Okay.
Right. I still produce it. I still need to get my credit. I still need to get my royalties. But I just can't go and be like, oh shit, now I'm giving this beat to another artist. I can't resell it. Because you bought
took it,
exclusive rights for
So
that
when I'm
beat,
when I'm
to
beat
use
leasing
for your
then-
project.
So when I'm beat leasing, y'all own
Leases-
100%.
We
No,
still
the song
own the
is
song
50,
until you.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but
right.
we still.
But we still have the
Split it.
freedom to. I can
There's-
lease that beat to somebody else while you're using it.
Or exclusive it out to somebody else
Right.
while you use
I
it.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That's the difference between the exclusive
Frank's
and the
lying.
lease.
He
That's
did
why
know that.
I
He just be
didn't know
forgetting.
exclusive, but I didn't know what leasing was. I thought leasing was like, okay, you can hand in the beat to somebody else. I'm just using it just to use it.
And-
I didn't know the
Which is true.
percentages off
Yeah.
it.
But
I didn't know
50%
that.
is no matter
Listen, this
what.
is
It's no
no,
matter
no
what, yeah.
lash out to you. No offense. That's how, artists are misinformed and they believe
Yeah.
something that they I feel
something
like,
they heard. But that's just like, I think, true in general for people.
Yeah, no, but
It's
it's
true.
true. There's producers, beat makers as well that
Yeah.
are trying to
Yeah.
make. They see Metro, the 808 Mafia
Southside,
like squads. You know what I'm
TM.
saying? Like
Yeah.
all them like the dudes they see them with all this money, these chains, this and that. Artists do with this and that, but then it's that conversation where it's like, all right, just throw me 20 beans. That's it.
But it takes 3 people to go and get your money and 2 people to go over the paperwork. Like,
Yeah.
Because some people the man hungry just need quick cash. Boom, boom.
Because
course.
for the tape, I was
That
paying
whole
him.
conversation's missed. Now he's
My
screwed,
fault.
and then I get screwed even more because he's the one that's getting sued for $100,000 after he made $1 million
yeah.
off of something that
And-
I only made $20 off.
And for the
of.
beats, I
Yeah.
mean, we was having this conversation. I'm giving him automatic 50 without me knowing there was a process to this.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm paying for the beat. You're getting 50%.
Word.
That was just my mindset without me even knowing. Because there's some people that have been like, yo, I paid for the beat. I'm giving you 20%.
Nah, they can't do that.
You can't do that, right?
No, that's fucking
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying.
That's
I mean, they
why-
can't just do that without going through a lawyer and
Yeah.
some sort of like actual process where
There's
you
gotta
guys
be
agree on
split
that.
sheets and all that shit, yeah.
that gets agreed upon when people are like, well, we have a certain allocation of a marketing budget. We don't have the room for this, whatever.
Just so
and you
anyone
agree
that's
to that.
ever caught
know
beats
that.
off of me, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to get people to sign it, and I'm like, use it.
Bro,
Put it on
from the
streaming sites.
when I
Got you. You
when
got
I
me.
started engineering when I was 18 years old, when I really first started to come back, like I engineered for a month in New York, and then I came back, and I was like, all right, in literally 4 weekends, I learned how this shit works. I came back with actual agreements for every time I was recording in the dorm rooms. Like, I'm sure everybody kind of remembers that from the times we were recording in the dorm rooms, but like I just got on it right away. And I was maybe a year into doing anything that had to do with a laptop and music at the time. Seriously. So
Yeah, damn.
it wasn't like,
I was doing a lot of just free shit for the homies for
Right.
a long time.
but in like music, in at least rap,
And there's
as an
nothing wrong with
artist,
that either.
I don't think you guys. This isn't a knock, like Otto said earlier. You guys don't get as nerdy as producers do. Like producers really were like the guys who play video games or whatever. Were hauled up reading all about like music publishing law and legality and stuff like that.
Otto
guy-
plays Need for Speed on the phone. Like, who does that?
But that's what I mean. Like we're the guys who were
I
like,
thought you were pulling out contracts. This guy pulled out chapstick.
yeah. I'm sure Otto.
He's like, yo, I got the contracts in the bag. It's chapstick.
Like Frank, do you know what Reddit is?
Huh?
Exactly. Otto, you got a Reddit account?
Hell yeah.
See, this is
Oh,
my
Reddit,
point.
like the forum joint,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
You know
But
what's
do you
funny?
regularly go on it?
Motherfuckers are
when I'm
hilarious
looking- when I-
already, yo.
Yo, you know
When
what's
you're looking for an NBA live stream?
Dead ass.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this is my
Remedy
point.
too, yeah, when you're looking for
You
This
hit-
is my point.
you hit me
Otto's
to Reddit.
probably Otto's
like
probably
the
on their drum
anomaly
kits.
for producers because I'm not
Yeah,
like,
you know that I've been mad at Awol over.
because I don't even be on Reddit. But see, I was in the era where Pirate Bay was big, and I used to be on Pirate Bay like a motherfucker. Yo.
Yeah, never mind. We're gonna
Bro,
disclose
I used to get
information.
Get me in
discographies
trouble.
off of Pirate Bay. Yeah, I'll
not
say
speaking
Someone's
about
gonna scan this. Oh, they heard the Pirate Bay.
Pirate Bay. No, yeah. Yo, I used to be on that shit heavy. I got
Yo, nah,
so
facts.
many discographies off of that shit, dog.
uTorrent was where Kick Ass.
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass, I remember
was where it was
Kick-Ass.
at.
I'm just saying.
Do you know the drum kits I used to get off of them, man?
Yo,
Kick Ass was back in the game. I thought
Yeah,
they
yeah.
shut them down for good.
No, they did, and it shows up when you look it up on Wikipedia, or not when it went on Google, and it shows up on Wikipedia that it was shut down by the government.
Oh, but it's somewhere deep in the bowels of the internet.
Oh no,
It's in
but
the
they
dark.
just have a different thing. I'm pretty sure
web.
they're like. They
You're pretty
know
sure
what's
it's it, but they'd have
you know
no.
what? Taking this risk, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Yeah.
No, Reddit. You
This
know
Wi-Fi's
what?
not under my name.
See, like anybody who makes it an hour and 38 minutes into this podcast deserves this information. But
Right.
if you go on to Reddit, like producers, you can find drum kits, you can find melodies.
Yeah, Google Drives.
People
Legally, if
leaking.
it's
He's
shared
the
on
one
Google
that told me all
Sections.
this
You're
shit.
straight. You're good.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm still using drum kits from like 4 or 5 years ago. Like
Like
I have,
Neptune's shit.
bro.
Yeah, I
all the
got that.
Neptune's
That
kit.
joint, the Neptunian.
I got the Neptune shit off of Pirate Bay though. See, that's. But yo, I've like for the past 4 or
Is it the one
5
with the
years.
story.
I've-
Alicia Keys, the engineered for the Neptunes, and they released it.
There was
You
a
seen that?
story with Nas.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't read it. I'm just like I see Neptune's kit.
why you gotta join Reddit, buddy.
buddy. Yo, yeah, I'm not
I'm
on
telling
Reddit,
you, you got to
man.
get a Reddit account. I got two.
Like I said, that's where I
got
differ
one.
from a lot of producers. I don't be on the video games
Kind
like
of like
that. I
ever
don't
since
be
we-
like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't play video games either, but
I
definitely
used
like
to, but
you know what's weird is like conspiracy theories and like general information on the internet.
Yeah.
Awol and I, we always end up talking about something like the Black Pope or like climate change, something like that.
I read
Like,
a whole fucking book on the Black Pope. I
exactly
was
my
actually
point.
telling my mom about that shit because we were talking about it. I'm like, yo, the Jesuits, the
I
Black
don't
Pope.
know
I
about
started.
that.
That's, the Black Pope is
Just
the
brief summary. What's the Black Pope?
The Pope. That's the actual Pope.
Yeah.
That's not the Pope that you see.
So the Vatican
Okay.
has this whole underworld, supposedly, allegedly.
The Pope's
There
like-
is an
the Pope is
underworld
like the
of the
president.
Vatican
Yes.
that, the Pope. There's a Black Pope, and the Black Pope controls the Jesuits, which are like the army for the Vatican. Also, for those that don't know, the Vatican has a bank, and there's a lot of prominent people that store money in the Vatican's bank.
Yeah.
And it's all untaxed.
Untaxed.
Can you-
Untaxed.
Can you send me that book? I want to read that.
Yeah, it's called.
I think
Yo.
it's just called the Black
Angels
Pope.
are
No,
demons,
the
whatever it's
book.
called?
So the book that I read is called Code Word Babylon. The book is thick as hell. The shit is fucking wild, honestly. Like, there's a lot of just crazy ass information, and the ill
Like
story
Joe
about
Rogan
this
right
book
now.
is, yo. So this is the wild shit, right? I'm at my homegirl's crib. Code Word Babylon. I'm at my homegirl's crib, and they're like super religious. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're there, and they got like a reverend over the crib or something, and we're all talking about all this shit, right?
Yeah.
All this religious shit and everything. And my homegirl's like, oh, Awol's super into conspiracy theories. And I just look over at her, and I'm like, yo, what? And he's like, yeah. And so the reverend is like, really? And I'm like, I mean, you know, I'm into just researching and diving deeper into shit more so than other people, right? And he's like, oh, so do you believe this is that? I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, all right, I'm gonna send you this book. And I'm thinking like, yeah, whatever, you're never gonna send me this fucking book. The name of the book is Code Word Babylon. It talks about the Vatican and the Masons and all the Ivy League schools that are all Jesuit schools. And all our Ivy League schools are Jesuit schools.
But this is
there's some wild shit. So he's like, I'm gonna send you this book, and I'm like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like 2 weeks later, I get a fucking package in the mail. It's the book. This dude sent me the fucking book, and I'm like, yo, I gotta read this book. Huh?
Was he Jesuit?
No, I don't know. He was a reverend. I don't know, man. Maybe he's a fucking setup, right? It's like,
do you want
$200,000?
Text this number.
I am a Nigerian prince.
Yeah, but yeah.
Send me the last four social.
That was the last I heard of this.
Yo, if he gets this book, I'm just saying, I think you just changed this whole like lyricism.
Yo, man, you're gonna be like on some
pyramids in the Vatican.
Bro, do you know how disappointed I was when Government Official came on by Future, and it had nothing to do with like, I'm just hoping some mainstream rapper just throws one in, like an oddball in there somewhere on an album, like a conspiracy theory song.
Wait, Future, what did
Future had a song, Government Official, and I was just hoping, I was like, the title, man. I was like, come on, there's got to be something. And nothing to work.
Nope.
Nothing. Nah. But yeah, that's like a producer thing, though. This conspiracy theory shit and like anything that has to do with any of this, that's like a producer thing, because we're really nerdy in the essence of it. I mean, like Atto could probably tell you of all the times, Awol could probably tell you all the times, I could tell you about all the times that we've had to like fix crashed VSTs and shit like that, and just
that's all I saw him do.
You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah,
especially Fruity Loops when you crash Fruity Loops.
Man.
Oh my lord!
I gotta reinstall it just to find out. All you gotta do is move one file.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I had to do
DLL file.
I had to do a DLL today. I had to move AutoKey. AutoKey was crashing my FL Studio
all you had to
every
do was
time.
move a DLL.
I tell you, like for a room that has 3 windows in it, I'm surprised the laptop has never gone flying out one of them, because it is. I've come close a lot of times.
Anytime I wanted to smash my laptop, I'm
know who
I
Dillinger
paid way
is?
too much for this.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Dillinger is actually from the other side of town, from Cumberland. He came over to record a song for my album, like I'd say 5 months ago, 6 months ago, and Pro Tools just would not open up. And I literally was like, I had to like stop. I was like, can you go do something for an hour and just come back, because you're going to see a bad side of me if you stick around. And him and his buddy, him and his friend Matt, they went to Baja's. They gave me a full hour and a half. By the time they came back, it was all figured out. But I mean, I kicked over.
There's a Baja's in Cumberland?
No, Baja's in Providence.
Yo,
like that's how much time I needed. They went to Baja's in Providence and then came back in that time.
Yeah,
They come back to Cumberland? I
shit
can't
is-
do that, right?
But he lives in Cumberland.
If I went to Providence, I'd stay in
But he
Cumberland.
lives in Cumberland.
He lives in Cumberland.
That's far to me.
What?
that's 'cause
How
you're
do you
lazy.
get that? That's like
That's
why-
not-
Like, yo, I'll see you next
Yo,
week.
I wasn't even
I don't
able
think
to
you're
drive
getting
the
this
game.
though.
That is some Rhode
Yo, I
Island
thought I was
shit,
seeing
But he
man.
has to come back anyway.
Yo, coming to Woonsocket
It's
and
only a
Cumberland's
20-minute
like...
drive, bro.
Yo, I was seeing fog on the
That
highway.
is-
I thought like a ghost
Bro,
was coming.
in my new sports car, I could do that like 11 minutes each way.
Racing goals on the highway.
Yo, son, that is that Rhode Island shit. That's
That
some
is
very
true.
Rhode Island shit. Anything more than 15 minutes?
It's another city. That's traveling.
Where's that?
New York.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love New York.
Takes 40
Fam,
minutes to take a left turn
listen,
in New York.
You wanna talk about? So when I lived in Atlanta, I lived in College Park, right? The studio was in Decatur. It was without traffic. That shit was a 30, 40-minute ride. With traffic, because I used to come back, get out the studio sometimes like 4 o'clock. It was a 2-hour ride.
Pack a bag.
Jesus Christ.
Yo, so I used to stay at the studio later on. I would stay till 7, 8 o'clock, but it was still 30, 40-minute fucking drive, yo. And that was a regular drive out there. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
That's why every artist, like every big artist, their schedule is always really late to really early in the morning if they're in New York or LA, because they could just go in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad dude.
You know,
Fuck.
if they do 8 p.m. to 4 a.m., it's easy for them. You know, they're in and out. It just works.
Yeah, I found out the Atlanta traffic when I went to visit
Atlanta traffic is fucking retarded, man.
Yeah, I'm going to Marietta. I'm just like, I asked my cousin. I was with my cousin. I was like, "Yo, this is how long it takes just to get to your house?" He's like, "Bro, like we're not even halfway there." I was like, "This is the average like weekday." I was like, "Oh,
Yo, the traffic it's stupid, man. It's fucking stupid. I hated it.
Yo, you can eat at home, and the drive to your destination, you get hungry."
Yo, hell yeah.
Literally.
By the
I
time
need to get something to eat.
by the time you get to your destination, you're like, yo, son, we gotta go eat again. Sit in traffic another hour.
I mean, I just like outgrew the Rhode Island mentality being in New York, though, a lot, honestly.
Yeah,
and
you-
Florida, too,
it'll do it.
because a 20-minute drive in Rhode Island feels like a 20-minute drive. A 20-minute drive in Florida, you feel like you've been going for hours because everything's so spread out. Dude, it takes me
And it's
18 minutes.
fucking one straight shot.
It takes
When I was in Orlando, it was just one big ass highway.
Yeah, yep.
I was
It's
just
like
like,
coming
what the?
That's
hell?
all it is.
18
And if you
miles.
miss something, you're going 40 miles. Like, you better have gas. Because
got-
if you go on the Pike in Florida,
You're
there's no
fucked.
right turn for 40 miles. I'm not kidding. Like,
Are you serious?
a lot of times. A lot of times. Yeah. Florida is just, it takes me 18 minutes to get to the gym in Florida, the closest gym to where I stay. 18 minutes. And it's only an intersection away, honestly. But you have to bob and weave so much to get to that intersection. And then to get through that intersection, the lights are so long because everything is a highway over there. That's how I outgrew the Rhode Island mentality. I have no problem going anywhere anytime. I mean, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll just go wherever. I go to the beach
through
2
bridges.
times a day sometimes. From here, it's an hour drive.
Stop it.
I swear to God.
No, stop. You're
Swear to
going too
God.
much.
Awol knows.
Yeah.
I have been to Newport, come back, then gone back
And
to
you're saying
Newport
that's
with him
not
at
nothing.
night.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, I'm
that's
out.
nothing,
Close,
no.
close the laptop.
Nothing,
We're out
no.
of
We're outta here.
here. We're out of here. That's wild to me. No.
Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't bother me.
It's the Rap Lion podcast.
Yeah. That
Lying.
doesn't bother me, man. Narragansett, too.
No,
like,
once you
Stop.
man,
but Narragansett is shorter than Newport.
It
Depending.
is.
True.
Yeah.
it's like a 40 minutes.
Stop.
Where'd you go to?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. That's too much.
That's.
Bro, you gotta get rid of that car and get a new one. 'Cause that
That's
car's
Oh,
taking it, bro.
yo, that will change your life, man. When I had a 2000 Dodge Intrepid, and I was afraid to go certain places. Like, I took the T all the time to Boston. I took the train up to New York all the time. I'd fly anywhere. Sometimes
Driving-
if I had to go to New York, I'd fly into Newark. Just
Jeez.
because it's like, I don't trust this car to make it.
Wait,
even
Nick Costa got money, huh?
$98
driving-
flights in the morning.
Oh, wait, what?
He's
You
got
can
the-
get some cheap flights. And like, you buy those
got the
flights at
foot pick
3:30 in the morning, man, you can get some cheap-ass flights.
Because I've seen the New York flight
330?
ticket from Rhode Island. That was just like, it was like $200.
No, you get
Gotta
them
go to
cheap in the
Trivago.
morning. Yeah.
Well, you gotta buy him.
You're gonna shop for flights, man.
You gotta
Like,
buy him at 3:30 in the morning. You gotta fly out at 3:30 in
you
the
gotta
morning.
buy them at 3:30 in the morning, then fly out at 5:45.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
it. I'll do that.
you gotta have your bag packed when you buy that ticket. Like,
like,
you
yo,
should be at the airport without a
Flight
ticket.
leaves in 2 hours.
Yeah. See,
You should
but
be at the airport
I'm
on
good.
your
I
phone
get,
buying.
I get the TSA pre-check, so I just go right
You gotta
through.
be
Like,
out-
my weight, I've
gotta
only been
do that
randomly
shit, man.
checked one time, and like that random check took me 4 minutes. And most times it takes me 20 seconds to get through TSA because of the pre-check.
Really?
It's
How do you get
best-
the pre-check? I gotta do that shit.
$100 for 5 years. You have to go to a place near the airport. It's like a mile away. You go to this
$100?
little office in an industrial park. They do an identity check, thumbprint. There's supposed to be an interview. They're so miserable. They don't care. They don't
Really?
ask you anything. There's
Cavity
one federal
search?
agent in there. No, nothing. They just make sure you're who you are, and then you get the pre-check, and boom. And then when you go through pre-check, you don't have to take off your hat,
Finger
your
up the
chains. You
butt.
don't have to take off your belt, your shoes, nothing.
Really?
You just go
Wait,
right
what?
through.
They're like, no, this
Yeah.
guy's good. I'm doing that
I'm on to
shit.
do that. Yeah, not tell anybody to
What the
walk
fuck?
by.
Yo, I'm about to do that.
So you want
It's-
to play, baby?
Man, $100 for 5 years. It's worth it.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
all you got to
5
do
years
now,
work.
yeah, and then you got to have the true identity now to fly across the state as of
The
fly
real
across
ID?
the country, real ID.
You gotta have it by
Uh,
October next
October.
year.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say
That's only
November.
nationally, though. You can't do that international.
Well, international, you use your
Like-
passport.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't replace the passport.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
The
you
real
can get-
ID is in
you can get.
intercontinental.
I forget what it is. I didn't get it because honestly, The only place I ever go out of the country is Canada, and I haven't been in a while. But there's a whole other thing that's like TSA pre, but international. It's like a quick customs.
Yeah.
Get
You getting the chip in your hand?
I don't know about that. I didn't get
we're
a
not
chip in
doing
my hand. I got a chip in
No.
a testicle with the TSA pre, but no.
No mark of the beast.
No, yeah, that's
I'm
a
learning too much
dude,
right
bro.
here.
That's the best thing that's ever happened to me as far as flying is TSA pre, because
There
You
go.
got like a special badge or something?
no, it just goes on your ticket. Like you have your ID.
So anytime you purchase it, it's like
Anytime, as long as you have an account set up with an airline with your TSA pre that's run through it and it's confirmed, it'll just come on your ticket and then TSA pre, you show it, boom, go right through. Yeah, it's
To the
beautiful.
private jet set, not going to the economy
smooth
class.
operator.
Nah, bro, flying private is pointless if you get
Is this
TSA
how the
pre. You want to
Instagram
know why
models do
rappers
it?
like to fly private is because then they don't have to be bothered with any of the process. And a lot of rappers get felonies, so they can't fly TSA pre because you got to
Yeah.
pass a background check and everything. You can't just get it. Like you really do have to go into like a hole in the wall and go through an interview process at 11:30 in the morning.
Cavity
But-
search.
No
I
cavity
need the
search.
information for that.
Finger up
I
the
need
butt.
to, 'cause
Yeah.
That sounds dope.
But that's why rappers like to go private because they want to, you know.
They want to be rappers and do
Yeah,
the rapper
they want to
life
be rappers and they can't get TSA pre, so they got to sit through the line like everybody else, and then they feel like, oh man,
Yeah,
what
you
the
talking
hell? I'm
about
not
private
super
jets.
important.
Rest in peace, Juice
Word.
WRLD,
Yeah.
bro.
Rest in peace.
Man,
Yeah, damn.
I saw the story today,
Rest in
like
peace, man.
the Fuller story a couple hours ago, and that was
Yeah.
wild. I don't know if anybody saw it, but apparently the reason
It's
that
definitely
he
drug
overdosed.
related.
Did you guys see
Was it
this?
the perks?
I saw the 70 pounds of weed or something he had.
So
in the jet.
apparently the reason he
Ain't gonna kill you?
overdosed
No.
was because
not
the
saying
pilots called in that there was guns and weed on the plane to what would it have been? I guess it would have been TSA for when they landed.
Right.
And federal agents were there when the plane landed, and he just downed a whole bag of Percocets to hide him. And that's how he had a seizure.
Damn,
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah. So that's how he apparently had the seizure.
Why not just like fucking flush them down a toilet or
There's definitely
something,
no coming
man?
back from that.
Well, I mean,
Flush them
it's an
shits.
airplane
It's an
toilet. It's
airplane.
eventually
That's
going to
gonna
come
be
back
right
out
but
on the
fuck,
airplane.
they're not gonna check that shit. You
I
know
feel
what
like
I'm saying?
Percocets, you at least worry though when you get guns
when you
and
have
weed on the
70
plane.
pounds of fucking weed and,
and guns on a plane. Because you're
Percocets.
not supposed to
At
fly,
least
no
you
air
worries at
travel
that
with
point.
guns.
Yo, for real. It's like, oh, you got these perks. Oh, we're taking you in. Like,
Yeah.
So we down them all?
You down all of them.
Apparently, down a bag. I don't know what a bag is, but I mean,
I mean,
That
there
has
had to
to
be
be
a
like a good
substantial
70,
amount.
you know?
Yeah.
No, it's got to be more than 10 because ain't no one with that
More
much
than
money
that.
on a plane. Was it a private jet or something?
Private jet, yeah.
Yeah, you're not rolling with just like under 10 of them. You're rolling with
Yeah.
those, like probably with people.
That's fucking
So there's
crazy,
definitely a lot
man.
more that you got because one will last you with a couple hours, an hour maybe.
He
Yeah.
definitely panicked and didn't think that one through, yo.
Yeah.
'Cause, man,
this is
it's fucked. But it's
the whole thing is screwed up. You want to know why? Because people glorify death so much. Like I've been, I see the X Museum. Have you guys seen the Triple X Tentacion Museum?
There's
now?
a museum?
They have a museum with his car. Like it was an outdoor museum with the car he got killed in and everything like that.
Really?
Yeah, literally, and like paintings and murals of him
Is
and
this like-
artifacts of his
It's
life.
like a public artwork or is it like a more of like
His family, I guess, put it together. So the whole point of it is like these guys, the deaths get it, and it's almost like I don't want to compare the two, but it is in the same realm in a sense. Like when mass shootings happen, we almost like publicize. The media will publicize
course.
the shooters as if they're like rock stars. Literally, one of the Tsarnaev brothers, when the Boston bombings happened, was on the cover of Rolling Stone, and that's what happens. Like when Pete died, it was so glorified how he died. When Jews died, I mean, only literally yesterday, but it's been so glorified. It's going to be continued to be glorified.
Of course.
Every rapper who dies from anything that has to do with drugs, lean, anything like that, it gets publicized to the point where the screwed up part is that kids think, oh, that's the lane, like, I'll take that lane because look at how famous he was and look how rich he is, but they're not seeing, like,
Yeah.
Endgame is 20 or 21.
he's
Yeah,
21
I mean,
years
no,
old.
No
the
offense
guy.
to anyone else's opinion, but the youth are like impressionable
Violent.
on stupidity.
Yeah.
And,
They are. It's
and-
the blind leading the
listen.
blind right now.
And yeah, basically, like in general, that's some stupid shit.
It
What,
is.
popping pills and what
It's
else
dumb,
it leads
man.
to. It's stupid shit.
That
At the
whole
end of the day, we
fucking
can agree on
culture
that.
is stupid. Like we have a drug user culture in the whole I don't even want to say hip hop,
Yeah.
but just like with a lot with these younger artists where it's like it's a norm, like this shit is like cool, and it's like, yo man, like you're
The fucked up
glorifying being a junkie,
Yeah.
fam. Like that shit ain't, and then you're like, what the
part-
fuck
fucked
is
up
cool
part
about that?
they'll roast someone in KP, but they're chilling with their
But-
friend doing the same shit.
Exactly. That doesn't make any fucking. You're
Yo,
roasting
you're
the
laughing
shit
at
that
your future.
yeah.
My only thing is, I'm just sick of seeing the rappers that. There's always a rapper that dies every year, and there's like 3 to 4 of them. I'm sick
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's
I'm
like,
saying-
when are
no
we gonna
other
learn?
genre has
When
that,
the
and
fuck
we're
are we
only one
gonna
that
learn?
does that.
The reason is
Exactly.
because we're the most DIY regular people genre on earth. Like when we talk about industry plants in hip hop, nobody talks about that in any other genre, because if you're not an industry plant in pop music or in country music, how the hell are you supposed to make it? If your
Yeah,
cousin
right.
isn't a tour manager for somebody, how are you going to get on to
Wait,
a Jason
explain this to
Aldean
me?
tour?
Right.
So what I'm
Alright.
saying, in hip hop is literally the only real genre where you go and buy $100 mic at Guitar Center or Walmart,
Make
just
some
get
shit on
something
a
to plug
laptop.
it into a laptop, get a bunch of crack softwares, and maybe for a grand total of $600, you can make a whole mixtape.
Yo, that's
you
the realest
cannot-
shit I ever.
Yeah.
So
it's like I never
it's-
thought about it.
It's
like
the
that.
most
Miley
DIY
Cyrus
brand.
didn't do that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
You can't
Like-
do that in pop music. In pop music, you need Dr. Luke. In country music, you need to have been like the
Her
star
family's
quarterback
basically-
for
she's like
Alabama
legacy.
and have had
Yeah.
some
Yo,
connection.
You just said the realest shit right now.
So
I never thought about it. Like
what
that.
happens is
Yeah.
we're in hip hop, we're literally regular people. So a lot of these kids are, and I call them kids because they're younger than
They're
me,
fucking
and they're
kids.
They're,
They're
they're
kids.
learning in front of the world. They're
motherfucker
making
was
mistakes
21,
in front of the
bro.
world. They're doing everything in front of the world. They're literally growing up and learning how to become famous in front of everybody because they go. Juice literally went from bedroom to Hollywood. Like he
Yeah.
went from bedroom to Billboard.
Yeah, it's wild.
He went from 0 to 100. And you can't just train that.
No, you can't.
And you don't
And
have
honestly,
the proper utilities around it. These
Yeah.
guys go on tour. They got their boys from the neighborhood around it. I mean, I even, like, if I went on tour tomorrow, it's all my friends. So it's the pot calling the kettle black. But at the same time,
Yeah, but
that's
you're also
what
not
happens.
fucking popping perks and shit.
Right.
Yeah,
But
you know what I'm
those
saying?
guys,
Yeah,
they
it's a whole
don't
different
get
story.
far away. They don't get far enough away from that. Like,
No, they don't. Because their boys are probably doing it. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think it speaks to a bigger thing in America where we've just speaks to a bigger issue, man. The pharmaceutical industry, like, they're just glorified drug dealers, man. Like,
Yeah.
they're pushing this shit so hard that now,
legal cocaine.
even, like, for me, like, what's his name? Lil Xan? That motherfucker is definitely, to me, an industry plant, right? But, like,
literally
his
his
name
name.
is Lil Xan. Like, the big wigs, the fucking suits, whatever you want to call them, that are really like running the industry as far as like the executive side, don't know shit about the culture, don't know shit about the fucking music, don't care. They just want to push whatever they think is cool, and they're pushing agendas.
yeah.
And it's like, all right, so what's the climate right now? We got pharmaceutical industry, we're pushing pills all over the fucking place. Let's put it into the fucking music.
Suicide.
You know what I'm saying? Here's Lil Xan. New fuck
that.
kid's like 16 years old. The fuck are you talking about, Lil Xan?
Yeah.
Lil Xan, you're 16. Why are we you know what I'm saying? And now everyone has anxiety and depression and
Yeah,
all this
where-
shit.
where do the- where
And
all these
of
diseases come
those
from out of
things,
nowhere?
all
Like-
of those things have like there's a prescription, there's a pill for all of this shit. And it's like almost we're teaching and leading people to, all right, here's a quick fix, take this drug, stay medicated instead of being able to cope. Like, we're not teaching
Yeah.
anybody coping skills and how to really deal with life, right?
Yeah.
We're just like, here's the fix, here's the pill. Because somebody's going to get rich off of it. And now we're just going to fucking promote it in music. Or now, like you said, it's so DIY that these kids are growing up in these times where that shit's just like, here, you need a pill for this, you need a pill for that. They're all fucked up already
Yeah, that's
anyways.
some
Now they're
crazy shit.
making music. Yo, like,
Yeah.
and that's,
Yeah.
now that's what we have. And it's literally created a whole fucking generation of junkies, bro. It's like the crack epidemic all over again, but now it's being done by corporate America.
Yeah, they're trying to make it part of the culture that.
That shit is
Yeah.
fucking wild.
Yeah, I
bro.
just
It's-
played
it's
the
being
realest shit
forced.
ever. You really did.
Yeah.
But you know what
it's
I'm-
force fed down like.
It is. And it's just fucking publicized everywhere, dog. It's all over the fuck. You cannot turn on a fucking TV set or a fucking radio and not hear about the new fucking drug.
It's true. Yeah.
Like, You know what I mean? So it's fuck. It's like a catch-22.
It's like you said about Future, like the whole World on Drugs album, and then Future comes out and is like, I haven't been doing drugs in 10 years.
But he's still.
I was
fucking,
watching like a post on Instagram about Little Tecca. And
Yeah.
then like about the ransom song, he
Yeah,
was like,
and-
"I got like a gun on me. I don't really have a gun though."
Yeah.
He like shit like that. That's funny to me.
man.
But that's what it is in hip hop. So like when you say it doesn't happen in any other genre, it's not just drugs. It's also violence, anything in general. Like
See-
we're the most uneducated and unfinited or unrefined genre of people in music,
That's so crazy.
and that's why it happens most to
It used
our
to happen
genre.
in rock though.
because they were the
In the
hip hop at that
60s,
time.
70s,
They were the
yeah,
hip-hop
that
at that
was,
time.
you know what I mean? You had Jim
Like
Morrison
Axl Rose
overdosing.
would have been
Yeah.
the Juice World of that time in a sense had he died.
Yeah, a lot of actors.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But that, so the other shit is that in that era, it was like street shit, like drugs it wasn't pharmaceutical companies pushing fucking LSD. It was
all
just,
changes.
that was
Same
the
shit,
fucking
just
climate.
changes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Woodstock, everyone's tripping off fucking acid, LSD, and who the fuck knows what else, right?
yeah. So anyway,
And like she said, actors and actresses.
But before we wrap up, we got to finish the story earlier you were telling about Otto. You were paying. We kind of like we really
super
We
sidetracked.
we really went sidetracked. But I don't want to make this thing go 3 hours. So
ADHD Island.
I want to go back to when you were paying Otto and you took the summer off.
Oh,
and
so I can catch you up.
how the project went from there.
So, technically, the first year, this is where we reinitiated.
Rest in peace, Juice World, by the way.
Rest in
Just
peace.
before
Rest in
we.
peace,
Yeah,
yeah.
word.
Okay.
Yeah, he has some old music though.
He did. I liked his first album a lot.
I liked all of his music, honestly.
I never heard the album after
He had a
that,
good
but
song.
Death Race for Love was.
I gotta listen to
I
it.
love that
I still haven't listened to it. I gotta listen to it. His first album was dope.
We're getting
But
sidetracked again,
back to
guys.
the
Yeah, it's happening again.
I was like, oh no!
I just wanted to say recipe. I wanted to leave it on like the note
You
that it
can't do
should
that.
be left on.
So that winter it was a little tricky.
What is this? 2016, 2017,
2017, I think.
2017?
Yeah.
Going into 2017.
Red suit, Big Frank at that time.
Hey. Dominican flag.
Dave and
Fill up that
Buster's,
down.
bro. I remember.
Boom.
I got a
So-
photo of me and Frank from around that time. Frank's decked out in this all red suit. I got sunglasses on at 10:30 at night inside the Providence Place Mall, and I'm mowing. I'm not even sick, mind you. I'm mowing on a bag of cough drops.
Hey.
It's It's the most ridiculous
remember
photo
this,
you've ever
yeah.
seen in your
Was it
entire
the
life.
menthol?
It doesn't even look like I knew where I was or what I was doing at the time. Like I don't. I look at it. I'm like, who is that? Paul Wall? What the hell? Jesus,
OD,
yeah, that's the
you
most
know.
ridiculous photo I've ever had in my entire life.
Guys are
it
gonna
has
OD
nothing
on
to do with you.
coffee.
It's just the entirety of the mall. We're in an empty food court in the mall at 10:30 at night. But that's why I had to ask what time. Like, was it 2016 or 2017?
Yeah.
But-
So all 2017, we were doing a back and forth. I was in between jobs, and he was trying to keep a job. Because the year before, he had just graduated and stuff.
Yeah.
So we started building from there, and this was kind of like a lot of I don't want to say procrastination, but
We went off that summer.
Yeah,
'Cause
we did.
we did go off that summer
But we both got lazy because
because
there
we
was- there
thought
was a-
we was done.
Yeah, we thought we were done, and then we had to go back to the drawing board because nothing was happening. We fucked up. Like we literally fucked up. You know, you
How'd you
create a
fuck up?
beat. Because we had no plan.
Yeah.
We had no guideline. We had no standards. We had no
Schedule.
mission. Yeah, no. There was no. Nothing
That
to follow.
happens, man.
And we're like,
I've been there.
so what's happening with this project? Let's.
Just put out music.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, but what do we do? Like, we know the process, but we haven't even like considered like writing it down or anything. Like, all right, let's go back to the drawing board. Us being creatives, we're like, yo, we need more songs. All right.
Yeah, word.
Come 2018, we're like, all right, now I'm like, yo, I gotta put my foot down. We've allowed this to go for way too long. It's been a whole year.
Yeah, we recorded
Frank,
so
when are
many
we dropping
songs.
this thing? When are we still haven't sat down and had a plan at the beginning of the year. Then that summer, we're like, all right, it's grind time. Let's re-record some stuff. Let's do shows. He's doing shows here and there. Like that was kind of a thing. It was like, you know, get you known. Practice. You gotta start rehearsing. You gotta, you know, really be a performer. That's part of where that him building himself up as a performer in the past few years. He's gotten way better. And come to the end of 2018, we're like, all right, we got the plan. All right, let's try to execute it. We sat down, we drew out all 2019. Right? Yeah, all 2019 in like December-ish, like October, December, and we got a lot of stuff done. We got the project. We did just a few photo shoots. We did a whole like from February to like the end of the summer, like straight shows, whatever, here and there. But it started slowing down because there was not really a lot of shows we were trying to do. We were trying we were like real picky. We started doing the going back to the music and like, okay, well, we can't drop it because it's not ready. And now this is where we ironically we're all both in like emotional and mental state of minds where it's like we got to get our shit together.
The thing was, I feel like as a creative, you try to hold it as long as possible.
Yeah.
Like the project, because you just like, to be honest, I like when I hear somebody's opinion, I take it to the heart, regardless if it's good or it's bad.
Yeah, there was a lot of self-doubt out of nowhere.
We're sensitive about our shit.
Yeah, we are sensitive about our shit. But I'll give a lot of credit to Don because Don really put his foot forward and was just like, yo, you need to put this fucking tape out.
Yeah.
100%, because it's been so fucking long that, like, yo, we need some music.
You need that friend in the group, man.
Yeah. Don didn't even know I was a rapper in the beginning. That's funny. And then, and then I showed Don like 2 rap songs. Don was like, "You rap this whole time? I thought you was just a guy that used to just beat." And I won't say be there, but like I don't know what his perception at the time, but he was just like, "I didn't know you rap." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I held that music
work together.
Exactly, but we held the music for so long that I was becoming sensitive of everything because I was just like, I don't know what people are gonna be perceive of it. I hear
that's like the perfectionist mentality, though, honestly.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Because I didn't know.
You think it's gonna get, even if you don't change anything, you think all of a sudden the same thing is gonna get better 6 months later. Like, but that's perfectionist. You're like, hopefully the sound's better in 6 months.
The tape was done 3 years ago,
right?
But we sat there and we was like, yo, we can't release
We're picking out the sound because one of those quotes on our Instagram is the beginning of an end. Well, basically, it's like it's an era for him. Thinking it's a part in his life where he's just like, all right, this is what I went through. I had to let it go. It's in the music itself, and it's prophesized in the music. And he talks and breaks down things about himself and updated the song's music and this and that. And ironically, we all like unanimously like voted on what songs were gonna make it out of like 40, 50 something.
Yeah.
And it was the lineup that he had from the beginning. What he had chose, what he had wanted to do.
That's crazy because Don and Atto were sitting there choosing the songs. And it was literally the same songs besides one song that the original mixtape was. Wow. So it was just like, yo, that's crazy. You know, to me,
it was difficult to convince him because he was
came
like,
full circle.
I'm like, but that's when we chose those songs. That's when he got the most sensitive, and we're like,
oh yeah,
but it's like some of your best work right now.
Yeah, me and Don got into some arguments.
Oh yeah,
heavy.
That's good.
That comes
Don told me to get the fuck out of his house.
He kicked him out of the house. Like,
Don kicked me out the house.
Get out of here! No, I want to see your face. You're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need some of that. You need some drama.
Don is a father, though. Like when you become a father, it's a different. I see that with people who are dads. They're like, you're going to do this shit for your own good. I don't care what you do. A lot of fathers are just like, you could get hit by a car if you want. I don't care. I'm just looking out for you. Like, you should probably stop and think about yourself before you cross the street. That's kind of what it is when you're a dad.
Like
when you got to raise four human beings. Like, it's...
Hey, you got to have your shit together.
Yeah. You know,
and it's funny because me and him
Don's working on the starting lineup for the Knicks, so...
Yeah, me and Don were arguing while Atto tried to be like the mediator.
I'm just like,
he's like,
let me talk from both sides of the field. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So throughout the 3 years and Don being there the whole time, and us finally like not as artists and or creatives, we can be geniuses and dumbasses at the same time. And we were being dumbasses.
True.
He like.
Oh yeah.
he forced it like into our minds, like, yo, like, what the hell you guys doing? Like, especially Frank. He's like, Frank, like, this is your project. Look, I may have produced it and engineered it, but it's not my job to put it out. That's this gentleman.
Yeah, right.
So like, we
Producer's job is always just to take what's there for the artist and make it better.
Yeah,
Never to make it their own.
It was a lot of looping. A lot of just chasing our own tails, kind of like,
Yeah.
But then this gentleman was like able to really, like,
be an outside voice that
Do
would
what you
take
need to
like
do.
He's
take
looking
the
at me
500
like, hey,
piece puzzle
do
and
this,
put it together.
motherfucker. All right, like,
Also,
goddamn
shout
it.
out to Larry O for mixing and engineering.
yeah,
Also,
he also
Hey.
he was on that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Larry.
Yeah, so now we have a team under a brand that was created. How long ago?
Yeah, I know the
Okay.
brand. Already
How
forgotten.
long ago? No, how long? When
So,
did you first?
So is Ori Fagun getting kicked back? Here, get closer to Mike. This way people can hear you.
So pretty much I made Already Forgotten a while back when I first met
get closer.
Scribe Chris, when I first met Chris, and I just stuck with it. And with Frank, it was just Frank has the talent. Frank was there. Frank had what needed to be done as a person, but he just needed
Talk to the mic.
guidance. My bad.
He can't get much closer to it.
So
There's only so much room for two big guys.
Exactly. So he needed just the guidance,
She said.
and I was like, it was just management.
Word.
That's pretty much what it was. He just needed somebody to help him through the steps of it.
I feel like all artists at some point need some kind of management.
Yeah, because it wasn't like he needed to work on his
We're
craft. It was good.
no, it's the scatterbrain part. I think
Exactly.
as any artist, we're fucking scatterbrained. Like, I'm the same way. Like, the creative shit,
It
fucking great at. When it comes to like the plan and then doing all the other
It
shit,
gets
as
worse
much
when
as
you know how to do a lot of shit. You don't know.
Yes.
You guys know. You know what I'm saying? You guys do a
Right.
lot of shit, and it's like, damn. All right, now I
I'm
have
doing
to really
too
take
much
my
shit.
time doing it because there's so much that I can
to
do.
step back and actually be able to look at it and be like, all right, shit, this is what I need to do. Sometimes you need that management and somebody else to come and be like, all right, I know what to do with this, man. Just like go over there, keep doing what you do. Let me handle this.
Yeah, because that's all it pretty much was. It was
Right.
one conversation. We were talking on the phone. I think we were gonna play PS4, and then he said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm still working on my mixtape," and I was like, "Frank, you've been doing this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Give me your songs. Give me all the songs that you have, and I promise you, I'll make you a tape that's gonna be amazing."
Word.
A few days later, he literally has a whole list. Yo, this is what I came up with,
And then
Okay.
and that's when the argument
They
started.
came to the house. They came to the house, and it was just
Yeah.
like, "All right, Frank, you have the talent. Otto knows what he's doing. Otto does pretty much everything."
Yeah.
And it was like, "Let's get it together. Let's get this going." And then after that, we just got it rolling.
They're lucky to have you.
Nah, big facts.
Yeah, yo, it is just like,
Well,
yeah.
we're a family.
Yeah,
we're
facts.
together.
You need that person in the, like, you need that person, man. You do. You need that one guy to just do what you did. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, bro, I've been working on a fucking EP that I pushed back for 3 fucking years. I'm on the same boat right now,
You need
dog.
Don. You need Don.
I need Don. I need somebody
I'll
to
give
be
you my
like,
card. I'll give you my card.
yeah. I need somebody to just slap me and be like, well, put this
That's
shit
all
out.
you need, because when you're too busy working on your craft,
Yeah.
you need somebody from the outside that can help you
Yeah,
do
facts.
the missing parts.
That was an
you
issue
don't
too.
have.
Like, anyone like you guys hearing, like, it's something that's so simple that's overlooked, and something that's just like, it'll
We'll get
handle
to
itself.
it later kind of shit.
But it's so I'm gonna say serious. It's like it's so important. It's key. Yeah, you can do it on your own as an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like we think we think a lot like that,
Right.
or a lot of times like that. Where it's like, oh, I got this, I can do it. I don't need no one. I don't need no label. I don't need no this. But you kind of do need help. Like you were mentioning the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna need some type of legal
hell yeah.
affairs and and creative creatives around you that can help you create and help you legitimize what you're doing. If you want to make funds off of this, or just
Right.
have it out and be safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you need you need a plethora of.
A whole
Yeah.
team. You pretty much need
You
a
do.
whole team.
And sometimes it's so simple. Like,
you need a different perspective.
yeah.
And if you don't have that team, like, it's just your perspective.
Exactly.
You need the perspective of somebody else that's, again, looking at the, like Nick said, 800-piece puzzle that could put it together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he's, like, standing far away outside of the shit while we're, like, in the trenches
And it was just a team effort. It wasn't just like I
Word.
came in and they had everything already done.
Yeah,
They just needed, I guess, like,
the organization.
yeah, that's pretty much what they
That's
needed.
all it is. Like, all right, I know where to put this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Being creative gets sloppy.
Oh hell yeah! Like I said, man, creatives are fucking scatterbrains,
Bro.
dog.
You're talking about scatterbrain.
But he did heroin. Now.
Somebody-
Scratch that. I take that back.
Somebody's been hitting me up. A friend of mine from Boston's been hitting me up for beats for God knows how long.
Well, let me know I
And
got
just
beats.
at 5 a.m. last night, I sent him finally like 27 beats that I hadn't sent anybody. But that's what happens. Like, I make so many beats.
Yeah,
If I make 15 beats in a day, 4 days a week, you do the math, and then I just forget some of them exist.
see, I don't even make that
And
many
that's-
beats. That's the
You gotta
wild
send
shit.
Benjamin.
I got in a
Throw that out.
I got in a weird routine of like just making a mass amount of beats without even sending.
I really want to get in that, but sometimes I'm
That's
like,
one thing
I don't know.
I will get into that making beats. I
Like,
don't
how
cut
many
you off.
beats do you make a day?
It slowed down because I've been focused on multiple projects, like as an
Right.
engineering. But on average, I can probably make like, all right, not finished. I want to say 15 to like 20. Completed beats, I want to say like 10, 15.
Yeah.
Like really taking your time.
Yeah.
To some
Yeah.
people, that may be just a little bit. Or
That's
even
a lot to me. You know how much, bro? On a good day, I'll make 3 beats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll make 3 beats,
no, but y'all should be smacking.
but thank you.
But you feel me? It's
but
not
I'll
like
make
about
3
like-
beats, and then I'm just like, all right, this is like, I'll do something else. I'm just like, I'll make
Yeah.
3 beats, and I'll be like, maybe I should like make 5 or like 10. But then I'm like, nah, I'll make.
I be having days where I'll just make one and delete it.
No, see, I don't ever delete beats. I'll even keep the whack shit that or.
No, I delete some stuff.
No, I never delete beats. I don't, because I've literally had shit that I thought is terrible, and I'll like go through it, and somebody will hear and be like, "Yo, that's just fire," and I'll be like, "Really?"
The fuck?
I'll be like, "You like this?" And I'll be like, "I'll fix it."
How do we what?
How do you guys make so many different beats and not like
Lose it?
lose it, but not repeat a certain beat?
I
Well,
jump.
here's the thing.
like
All right,
muscle
you go
No, go ahead.
first.
No,
You go-
You,
All right. For me personally, I work in 2 different routines. I have one routine where I really just like, if I have certain ideas flowing that I know are going to take a long time, I let those just kind of come. And those aren't the days that I'm making 15 or 20 beats. But literally in a single day, I will attack a particular sound. And when I say a sound, I literally mean, okay, today I'm going for like this sound in my head. Let me make a template for the day. I load up my particular sounds for like drums I want to use. And all that's going to change is literally the patterns of things and the melodies. And that's it. And I will make 25 beats in 5 or 6 hours based off of the same realm of sounds. But that's how you build sounds. Like, think of any major artist that you know of, at least in hip hop. They have a particular sound, right?
Kato, the producer, would be proud.
Yeah. So you got to like, why does he do that? Like, just use the same drum
I
sounds?
listened to his conversations, like he does like the
he does like a podcast.
the videos.
The
Yeah.
little video. Yeah.
Yeah, so he be talking about like, oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now hearing someone speak about it, that's not him.
I know.
It's dope.
Yeah. All right. So enough producer talk.
I-
Frank, tell us, when is the new project coming out?
The name
Yeah,
of it.
if you got the physical, it came out this weekend, basically.
Okay, but
And Monday.
yeah, but for the listeners,
For the listeners.
When's it on streaming?
Streaming platforms December 13th, Friday the 13th.
Oh. Now, what's the name of the project?
1.0.
1.0.
Yes.
All right.
The beginning of end, the beginning of the people you thought, my style, whatever, I'm ending that shit. It's time for a new
So now
sound.
it's gonna be
Fresh
the
start.
next project is a whole different Big Frank.
Who knows? I don't
You don't
know.
even
I
know.
don't even
You're just
know.
gonna go with the vibe.
I'm just going to go with the vibe because I can do anything I want.
Okay.
Anybody can do anything. I hate every different style. We got Otto here.
Yeah. Word.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to do other singles too and work with a lot of different producers.
Word.
honestly.
Word.
there you
You
go.
got beats. You want someone to rap on them? There's 1, 2, 3.
How do
Yeah.
people get at
Producers
Big Frank
on
and
this
Otto?
podcast.
How do people get at you guys?
Yeah.
Social medias.
Okay.
How do they find you?
You'll go first.
So I'm Atto Pilot, producer, engineer, multimedia guy. On Instagram, it's Atto. You can find me under Atto Pilot, but my handle is at TOLIP_OTTA. That's Autopilot backwards, which is spelled ATTO.
Talipo to.
Yeah, something like that.
Tolip Oda.
Tolip Oda.
Oda.
It sounds
It's
like
gonna
a
change. I gotta change it because everyone's complaining.
And with the
about
49th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the
Tolip
Utah Jazz
Oda.
select Tolip Oda from the University of Senegal.
Then can I move this one?
Yeah, well,
It's not gonna crack and pop. Like
I don't think so.
Snap.
Hopefully.
Snap, crack,
Nah,
and pop.
let's see.
Hey,
Frank,
look at that.
Don. Look at that, Don, right up to you. The whole time, it was.
no,
all-
I don't want to,
Yeah.
say what you just.
So pretty much for you guys are looking for any promotion, photography of Big Frank and the whole group already forgotten. It'll be under Don Boy Wonder, DONN Boy Wonder, and same thing on Twitter, on Facebook. Hopefully it is the same thing, or you can just look up my name, Dionisio Burgos.
How do you spell
DIONISIO. Last name is BURGOS.
Boom.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
That was intense.
Big Frank, how can we
Big
find
Frank, this is Instagram, THEBIGFRANKC. I think Twitter is Big Frank PVD.
you? Okay.
On streaming platforms is Big Frank one word.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch
I
of
noticed
Big
that
Franks.
there's no space in the middle for Big Frank. So when you put in Big Frank all the way
because
through.
you get some other people
One
on
word.
there.
There's
Yeah.
some phonies out
And
there.
Alicia,
Ain't
get over
big
here.
as
Put
this Frank.
your social media over
Yeah, we
there.
need Alicia.
Alicia, hurry up.
Give us a quick intro and then the your social medias.
I'm Alicia, aka Lavish Lish. Hey, gang,
Hey,
gang.
all right.
So these are my boys. You guys been hearing them talk for like the past 3 hours. I just think that I'm the star of the show, so I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Follow me on Instagram _Lavish Lish. I'm a good time singer. Hey,
What do you do? What do you do?
I'm a singer.
Okay.
And
Put her on the
what
spot.
song?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, _Lavish Lish.
Lavish Lish.
Follow me. I do modeling, dancing, singing, all that good stuff.
Okay. Word.
Work.
All the Swiss Army knives in one building.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yo, right?
Yep. All right, that's it for us. Rap Island Podcast, episode number 1 is
Yay!
in the books. Thank you, Otto. Thank you, Don.
We made
We're
it.
going to perform a ritual after this, guys, so stay
No,
tuned.
thank you for having us on.
Thank you.
Are we
No,
going
actually,
into the
thank you.
Illuminati? What are we going into?
Nah,
Is it ritual?
we have a goat in the car.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Do you know how many people think I'm in the Illuminati?
Hey,
Do you know how many people think I'm in the Illuminati?
I
Like,
would-
I'm not kidding.
Really?
This is why him and I talk about this shit all the time. I had to stop wearing jewelry because it's gotten annoying to the point where people think I'm
he's
like
in the
some.
Illuminati.
You know what? Screw it. Honestly, if I
Listen,
could get in the Illuminati and it could pay
I
some
get-
bills, whatever.
If I
We-
get invited to be in the Masons, I'm gonna
If they
be
have
a
life insurance,
Freemason.
be on it, bro.
I can connect you.
Word.
You know what?
Yo.
Oh, life insurance? I just signed up for life
Really?
insurance yesterday.
They
80
never hit
cents
me
a
up.
month for $100,000 of coverage over time. Do you believe that? That's absurd.
Do they have a when you refer someone?
I don't know.
We're
It's
gonna-
through an old.
we're gonna
So I
kill
don't
some
work a
ghosts.
job anymore, but
What,
it's through my
the-
old job.
The Illuminati?
We're going to
No,
drink some
life insurance. I'm
blood.
just
Huh?
saying, just
We're
in
going to
case.
have illness. No,
What?
keep going. Keep going, keep going.
That's where I
was
tap
just
out.
setting
I
up-
don't know.
yeah,
I
was
don't
setting
know
up
what
the
he said,
ritual.
but
I was just setting up the ritual.
He said, ah.
That's why.
all right.
Mátalo.
All right. Well,
Damn,
Oh,
man. Yo.
when Frank's album goes like mysteriously in the top 10 overall, like 100% independent
that's what
next
we know.
Friday, all you need to know is he was at Bohemian Grove last month. All right, Rap Island Podcast, episode number 1. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll be back with some more I Hate Nick Costa and at Awol _MM. All right, that's us. We'll be back with more episodes
Bang,
coming from here on out. Thanks for our first guest. And I didn't even get to finish, so I got to start again. Atto Pilot, Don, and Big Frank. Thanks, fellas.
It's hot as hell in here.
Appreciate
Thank
y'all.
y'all. Appreciate it.
Thank
I'm
you.
sweating bricks.
We're out. Peace.
Yes, hot.
See ya.